Are we live right now?
In approximately 1 minute, we'll be on.
Well, we're live on the tube.
Yeah, we're live on the tube. Here's your subscriber bonus.
Who am I echoing through?
Wait, how can we? Wait, I guess.
I don't know. I guess if I don't talk that loud. Am I too quiet again?
You sound fine.
Hey, can I turn the
Hi,
volume
Melissa.
down on the speaker upstairs, right?
You should be able to,
Because I don't need to hear you guys going live when I'm going live.
but it records the screen live.
Right, but
So here,
audio,
do this,
I
do
can
this,
turn
do this,
the
do this.
volume on
Yeah.
the speakers down.
You should be able to, but let me check.
Turn them down.
So turn them down and see what happens.
Do you still
See what happens when you turn it down.
Steven, do you still hear echo?
No.
Okay.
Here, I'll turn you up because you're usually the quiet one.
Turn my headphones up.
Turn that shit up.
Wasn't that like an iCarly song?
Yes,
Something
yes.
my headphones on.
I don't know if it's because I don't have my beard anymore, but I look lighter.
God damn it.
That's racist.
That's super racist, actually.
Mega racist. Ultra racist.
Huh. I wonder.
Oh, we are going live today. Well, goddamn, never mind. Oh, shit.
All right, I'm gonna test. Okay, hold on. I gotta sneeze actually.
Why
Thank
would you?
So
It made me like I wanted to schedule. I didn't want to do it now, so it's just like sitting there on the screen when nothing's happening. So I was like, excuse us for the future, and the earliest it let me do is like 10 minutes, but it like just rounded it up to 8.
All
Can you hear
right.
me, Tony?
Yeah.
So far.
Okay.
all right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Huh. Weird.
What'd you try to do?
Well, I'm looking at like the sound settings or whatever, and a microphone array, but it looks like the volume thing that's going up looks like the computer's one, not the
There's a
headset
timer.
one.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Tony, you should look at my screen in a second. If it'll do it. Let me see. Can you see what it is?
Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ.
We never did buy one of those, or did you? I can't remember.
Wait.
did.
Turn around.
I
At the
never
episode where he meets Tammy One or Tammy One comes back.
Yeah, Tammy won. Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I actually watched today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm on season 4, episode like 5, I think.
Okay.
Thing I watched.
How'd you like the
Uh-oh.
the goodbye Little Sebastian episode?
I love that. The song was great.
Yeah.
Brandon.
5,000 candles in the wind.
What is that? Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. $9. I might have to.
Oh my god.
Did you order that hammock, Tony?
Okay.
No, not yet.
Oh my god, those words look so 4K.
Gotta worry about, furniture first, so.
Yeah.
True.
Oh
So I'm
my
on
God,
episode
it's
8.
so
is what I'm on.
4K. My fucking
Come on.
dick is so hard right now. My dick is in 4K. Minute and 20 till it goes live on Facebook. See? And then look at all my games are already there.
Yeah.
Bye bye, little Sebastian.
Jesus Christ. What's gonna happen when you get your ex?
Oh, we won't televise that.
That would be softcore porn.
Yeah.
I'm
Having
sweet
sex with it.
with G. Bet you we're in the middle of winter. I'm gonna keep it nice and warm. If I have fun.
So the
Xbox.
funny thing is we're live on YouTube right now, so people are definitely hearing Justin getting a hard on.
We have one viewer.
They're not
Hello,
watching.
viewer,
True.
which is probably the computer upstairs. I
Man,
have 200 games already installed. Jesus Christ.
man, Steven, Justin, it's gonna be funny when like in the fall you could be like, yeah, I'm hanging with my ex right now, and you both your wives are like, what? What the fuck?
Time to renew your gold.
No, I meant my Xbox One X.
Told
Baby.
you to
Oh, that's
buy-
even worse.
Could have got a free copy of Rocket League.
I already got Rocket League.
Yeah, but
I already got it, Mark.
But do you got on PS4? Nope, because you ain't got a PS4.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Your lame PS4 copy doesn't work with any of the other ones because Sony won't do it. Now we're live.
Yeah.
Now we're live. Now we're live.
on Facebook.
When
Live
you're
on the face of books.
when you're number one, you don't have to do that.
Oh, there we go.
That's how our stream starts. Is you making fun of me for not having a PS4.
Then
And then the engine's gearing up.
hyping yourself up with that
Jesus Christ.
sound effect.
Just so you know, I am drinking a beer, so it's gonna be lit.
Just one beer?
Lit like a dim candle.
Good God. Good. Okay. Are you guys ready over there, Justin? You still look like you're looking down, like you don't know what's going on.
I'm good, bro. Bro.
Oh, you good? You good, Brev?
I'm good, bro.
Mojo, shut up. Go thirsty.
I
All
have
right,
three.
we ready to go? Good to go?
Too loud?
Yep.
Or can you...
No, we're good.
All right, good. Go ahead, bro.
All right, Brev. Hello, everybody who's watching. Probably nobody, but whatevs. So welcome to our SPR Presents E3 review show from E3 2017. This is going to be all about video games and nerd stuff. So if you're not into that, you probably don't want to watch. So
Or
for anybody who logged in or listen, you know,
Or you could just
listen,
watch
just
and
don't
get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also do that. You could also do that. So before we get into that, apparently Brandon has no chill, and there's a story about why Brandon has no chill.
Are you telling the story?
So damn, I kind of forgot, Brad. Go tell a story because I forgot I know the punch. I remember the punchline, but I can't remember the.
Oh yeah. So I guess you're talking.
I do remember.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we hung out with a coworker of mine this past weekend. She had a get together with some people, and it was like maybe 5 or 6 people there. So she asked me yesterday, the day before, I was like, "So Tony, when you guys having a housewarming party?" And I told Brandon this, and Brandon said, "Damn, when is she gonna have a party?" Nobody laughed. Nobody gets it.
You actually froze a little bit
No.
for me.
Shit.
I think you messed it up too because you're like, when are you gonna have? She was like, when are you gonna have your first party?
And
I
you
was
said,
like,
when is
when
she
you
gonna
gonna
have a first party?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I get it.
Damn.
Oh.
Fucked up, Brandon.
Can I throw one more? Because she actually talked shit about the podcast today. And she said something about because they wanted me to go out with them to the MGM tonight, and she said, you know, why don't you just do it with your 4 friends later? I was like, well, you know, if we had 2 more people in our podcast, it'd be almost as many people you had at your party this past weekend.
Damn it. Got her. Damn, Tony. It's a little dark in there. You're throwing that shade.
Yeah, I know.
That's racist.
I hope my boss doesn't see this.
Damn, that would be terrible, huh? Are you friends
Why
with them on
did
Facebook?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I tagged you in this shit. So
And
boss.
he's actually a great boss, just so you know. He's fantastic.
Oh,
You just
trying to
know.
save yourself now. Yeah.
You
Alright,
just tag my boss. Like, yo,
All right.
boss,
All right, on the
give me
E3.
that raise though.
All right. All right. All right. Well, let's get on to E3.
No tangents.
Yeah. So we're gonna just kind of a little agenda. We're gonna go over our overall thoughts, and we'll probably give a letter grade for each of what we thought for each conference that there was, and then we'll kind of say, you know, go over so that. So let's start off, Brandon, with your overall thoughts on E3.
Overall thoughts, I thought it was pretty good. There was nothing really outrageous or like anything totally unexpected. Overall, I thought it was still pretty good. Few of them disappointed, I feel like, but I still enjoyed most of them.
Yeah, I feel like your EA prediction was probably one of the most
Yes.
spot-on predictions.
I will say that no one got an A for my grading, but like none of them were really low.
Little teaser.
I gave them all A's.
Where's the chill, Brandon?
Brandon's getting more savage and savage the further
Right.
closer he gets to movie day. Like he'll be out on his own or something. He's like, "Fuck it, the world. Do what I want. Everyone gets Fs. I don't even care."
All right, Justin, what are your overall thoughts?
Okay, so like during E3, like during the streams and stuff, I was like, man, this is a letdown for an E3. But now that I've had a few days to kind of like get over some of the like little things, like the Xbox One price I was hoping would be late or cheaper, which in hindsight I'm like, okay, well, I don't know why I was thinking that. And then things like the date, like there was things I was like holding on to kind of, and then like we've gotten a few days from it, and I kind of like re-listened and watched some of them. I'm like, that was actually a pretty good E3. Like I wouldn't say it's the best ever, but it definitely was far from the worst. I thought it was a pretty good E3. I enjoyed it.
Mark?
I liked it. It was good. I think a lot of people have like, because there's no big surprises. It's like, oh, that was terrible, because like a lot of like some of the conferences didn't come out with like huge, surprises of like games they're releasing. I think a lot of them was already like we knew a lot of this stuff going in.
Mm-hmm.
So there was, but overall, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I was just saying, in today's age of social media and like everybody getting like insider information, you kind of, like you said, Mark, know what's gonna come, or at least you know the rumors. So
yeah, or they announced the game ahead of time.
Right, that's what I was saying at dinner. It was like I feel like a lot of the like Need for Speed was like announced the week before, and like Far Cry was the week before. Whereas like that would have made more sense, I feel like, to wait and announce at E3, but maybe they were worried it was going to leak, so they just said instead of letting things leak, let's just announce it. So I think a lot of that was what's kind of going on, because like in this day and age, it's like, especially with like the bigger companies that have like hundreds of people working on one game, it's like there's so many people that could leak it that it's kind of like, oh, let's just get ahead of that and just announce it, and then we'll just elaborate. That kind of thing. That's what a lot of like the majority of the, at least the third party ones was like, hey, here's this game, and here's some more about it. Like you like, we just announced this. We gave you like a little tidbit, but now we're like expanding on that so you could get the full gist.
Right. Tony, what are your overall thoughts? Oh, Mark's got a thought.
No, what I was going to say was, if you think about it, like think like EA's, if they hadn't announced like Need for Speed, you think EA's conference, you'd think it'd be better, or even like Ubisoft would, be better
with Far Cry. Yes, because I didn't know Far Cry 5 was coming even.
Yeah.
So they kind of teased it. That Need for Speed, I really don't care. Although it would probably been cooler to see if I didn't know it was like a Fast and Furious style. Because I knew Need for Speed was coming, but I didn't know what it was. If I had seen that, it might have been a little more. I mean, it's not like a huge deal, but I think that's kind of why they're doing it. Like, oh, let's get this out. It's not that big of a deal. People aren't going to freak too much over this, so let's just get it out.
Yeah.
Like the man with the story mode, even. Same thing.
It's okay. I'll probably do this later on, so I'll probably get into tangents later on. But I thought I kind of agree with everybody. I thought it was good, but not like great. I think like Mark was saying, a lot of stuff was kind of leaked earlier, but I mean, that does kind of spoil a lot of stuff. But it is also cool because you know it's coming, and like, oh man, I can't wait to see what that looks like. Like Wolfenstein and Evil Within 2, which was people knew that was coming, but still, we haven't seen it. So, well, we've seen it now, but we hadn't seen it before. So, this anticipation for that was pretty, cool. So, overall, it was a good show. I mean, good E2.
Yeah, that was my notes. Were basically no major surprises. I feel like from anybody, maybe Nintendo, but nothing too like, wow, that's kind of crazy, like type stuff. So
I completely disagree.
You do?
I think there's two. I would say there's two.
I don't know.
Young and Evil 2, no one thought that was happening. There's someone that's going to have to eat a mug because they fucking said that would never, ever, 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 ever happen. Metroid Prime 4, most people have thought, nah, that's not going to happen. A Pokemon RPG, a core Pokemon RPG coming to Switch.
I told you.
Yeah, it's a core Pokemon game, like Silver, Gold, Red, Blue. That's what a core Pokemon RPG is.
So you mean the Red and Blue remake that's gonna come to?
It's not a remake though. This is the next iteration in the core Pokemon RPG. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there was one other thing I thought, like, God damn, I didn't expect that to happen. I forget what it was, but
yeah, I mean, there was a lot of unexpected stuff, but I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the past few E3s, there's been something that's like, I don't know. At least from my reactions, like, holy shit, like that is insane. Like I didn't get that entire.
Well,
I don't know. I didn't get that feel.
What just so I can gauge like that. What was something from like the last few years that did that for you?
I honestly don't even know. I can't.
Spider-Man.
Even Yeah, probably seeing Spider-Man or not in last year. Like I don't know, seeing it announced, maybe something like that. So
Do you think and not to like break the format up, do you think like because a lot of the games you knew were coming, like Spider-Man, you knew that existed?
Yeah,
Did that kind of take it away from it?
It could be also that, and then yeah, it's definitely that, and then there was something that Phil Spencer came out and said either yesterday or the day before that basically they have a lot of stuff as far as Microsoft. They have a lot of stuff that they're working on that he didn't want to push the developers to come out with something for the show, but there definitely is other stuff they're working on. So I feel like in the past we've gotten that kind of stuff come out even if it wasn't ready. And that is kind of the kind of stuff I guess that I was expecting.
Okay.
But I like the fact that they didn't do that. I like the fact that if it wasn't ready, they didn't push it out. Like if it comes out in 3 months and they make like an announcement trailer, that'll be perfectly fine for me. Like it didn't need to be this week if it wasn't ready. So
it's like a company showing trailers like the previous year, then just showing them again, basically showing new gameplay of that again.
Yeah, something like Death Stranding. When that first was announced, it was kind of like, whoa, that's kind of crazy, pretty cool. And then like this year we got nothing.
Well, I don't think the game really doesn't it exists, but it doesn't like.
No,
they
but I mean that's
started.
the kind of that's the kind of stuff.
Last Guardian or whatever.
That took like a decade to come.
Or like Kingdom Hearts 3 that's not coming out till 2020.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, it's definitely coming out before 2020. Don't you?
Nah, man, it's gonna be after for sure. And if it doesn't, if it's also not like it's coming out in 2019, me and you won't be friends no more, and I'll disappear. But I'm not eating no toothpaste. I stupidly said during the fucking preview podcast, I'm like, that ain't coming up for 2020. I need a whole toothpaste. And like after I said, I was like, why the fuck did I just say I need a toothpaste?
Why? You're real dumb, aren't you?
Yes.
Real dumb.
Yeah,
you go moving on.
You definitely go.
I can actually know what I'll just save that for the end.
Yeah, save it for the end.
It's kind of about the overall E3, but I'll wait till the end.
Yeah, we'll do like a wrap up. Let's get into, since we have 6 conferences, let's go ahead and get into those. I think since it'll take a little while, and so we'll start off with E3. We'll go chronologically just like they did. So we'll go kind of give your grade and like kind of a quick reasoning for your grade, and then we can get into an overall discussion on the conference.
Okay.
Brandon, let's start with you again.
Are we starting with EA?
Yeah, EA.
Okay. So for just the conference specifically, I gave it a D for disappointing.
Yeah.
but I mean, overall, like E3 conference weekend, I kind of boosted it up to a C just because of some of the other things we got to see in other conferences. But yeah, for the conference specifically, I gave it a D just because there really wasn't much new. We saw like I mean, we got to see Darth Maul and Ray a little bit, but it was so strung out, and like honestly, it just became so uninteresting after a while.
You mean it became a Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Yeah, exactly.
What it was?
The I mean, the Need for Speed gameplay trailer is pretty cool. That probably boosted it from an F to a D. But overall, yeah, that's, and then yeah, I think that's actually, yeah, that was it. Pretty much is just strung out and disappointing.
Tony?
I would give it, I'm a little close to Brandon. I'll say a C minus, like I said, Need for Speed, and I can't remember now if it was in EA or if it was in Microsoft, that game with the convicts. It's a split screen game.
Yep,
that was EA.
That was EA. Okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like,
I completely forgot about that game already.
I was confused. I can't remember, but yeah, with those two, that bumps it up from like an F, because it was very boring. Because I don't care about Madden, and I really don't like Battlefront. Battlefront really doesn't. I didn't see, if I saw the single player, that might have changed things, but the multiplayer I could care less about. So
yeah.
And overall, I maybe give them like a C plus, B minus, because of another game that they showed in another conference So
Well, that we might get to later.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah, we might
judge
get
them
to
on,
later.
on a video they didn't show at that conference.
Well,
uh,
well then,
No.
Mark, what's your grade then?
I gave them a C because I thought what they announced was good. I liked the everything. I thought everything they showed was interesting. Nothing. I think the big thing is there's no big surprises. So it was like, well, like you knew everything. So it was like, oh, okay, But yeah, the Need for Speed stuff was cool. Seeing a little bit more on the Madden story was interesting. That convicts thing, which might be cool.
Yeah.
They show. Oh, but they showed a little of Anthem, didn't they?
They did like a teaser.
It was
Yeah,
like
they did a
like
quick
trailer,
teaser
yeah.
and said later, which was, I mean. So yeah,
So they showed that teaser, and they also had the Battlefield 1 expansion.
oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Stuff.
I forgot about
And then the
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff. So like it wasn't terrible. They just didn't really give you any like real new surprising
that. New
info.
things. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of them. Like, let's have these hip people here try to be hip and cool, and do all these fun things. I'm like, I don't think any other conference really did that. They might have had like a person or two.
Just
come up,
Ubisoft with Just Dance, like they do.
but,
every
yeah.
We'll get into that
Like
one.
that.
But yeah, I'm tired of like these. Like, oh, let's be hip. Let's try to be
Like,
hip and cool.
I'm a-
We don't,
Right,
I'm
we
a
don't
YouTube
care.
content.
creator. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a YouTube content creator. I create content for YouTube.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
didn't know what the
anybody
hell
got-
he's supposed to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, you mean the guy before Need for Speed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesse
I, think
Weldon.
I heard his teleprompter broke. I think I read that the teleprompter broke. That's why he like kind of.
He only had to say 2 lines. You can remember those?
He was like, "I'm Jesse Weldon. I'm a YouTube creator. I make content on YouTube." Like, oh yeah, is that what a content creator is? And he's like, "This is the executive producer. He produces Need for Speed." I'm like, "Is that what a producer does? They produce? Oh, okay. Cool story, bro."
All right, Justin, what was your grade for you?
I gave it a D. I just felt like it was boring. Like it was just.
Yeah.
I feel like they spent way too much time on FIFA. I understand it's probably their biggest game they have, but it's like we know what it is. There was not really anything super new about it, so I'm like, it just kind of drug out. I kind of, and then same thing with the Battlefield. I do not need to see a full fucking like multiplayer match.
Yeah.
I
You mean
don't-
Battlefront?
Well,
Yeah, that's what I meant with Battlefront.
that was after though.
No, I'm talking about Battlefront.
No,
Oh,
well, that wasn't after.
It was like
yeah,
30
Battlefront.
minutes. Like
Battlefront, yeah, was
most of
during-
that conference was. I mean, again, I know that's like their big fall title, but like I think it was Tony that said it. I'd rather have seen like even if they showed just a snippet. Like I would rather them show them like 5 or like 10 minutes of multiplayer. Just be like, okay, this is what this is. Okay, it looks good. All this stuff, and then show a little bit of the single player, like how that kind of looks.
Right.
Even if it was something like early in the beginning, just kind of something like, hey, just so you kind of see what that looks like. That would have been something more enjoyable. But just having like, oh, we're gonna do it with live, stream with commentators and all this stuff. They do that. They did that with Battlefield 1 year before as well, and I was like, it's just too long. Like, I don't need to watch this for a half hour.
Yeah,
It just took me out of it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that they didn't show the thing that. Oh, did you guys get like feedback?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit. You good?
Right. No, it is kind of weird that like they didn't show the thing everybody complained that they wanted in the game.
Right, that's what I
Everybody's
was
like, we
gonna
want single player, but you know what? We're gonna show you the multiplayer again. No
Yeah.
single player.
Right.
We'll just bring the woman, the really attractive woman out who's in the single player.
Shiva Kamini Sandakundakram.
Damn,
Yeah.
Steven, you got that name down.
And then like they could have at least teased like a few different maps instead of just showing an entire match on one map.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, they can't spoil everything. You gotta,
I mean, like a flash of one area is not gonna spoil it.
Well, they mentioned that it was going to cross all eras, so you can, imagine the maps. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I just
can't.
don't need that information.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, but you're dumb. You're the one who's bet toothpaste on stupid things.
So
Kingdom Hearts is not coming out before 2020.
So I actually gave them a D as well. It was an F until basically Need for Speed kind of came out, and then obviously because of the way Battlefront looked to me, it looked good enough for me to move it up to a D. But yeah, like I really like Madden, and showing the trailer, like the story trailer for Madden is okay, but this is the first year Madden's using Frostbite, so show me something like with that. I mean, obviously I know the story video, but show me some maybe a little gameplay or even like something with the actual gameplay of Madden. I see you have a question, Justin. You look very.
What I was going to just add to that is that, like they later, I think it was later in the conference, like this is what it looked like on at the time Scorpio. It's like, well, why don't you just show me in game then? Like that,
Yeah.
I don't need to see a screenshot. Show
That's
me
exactly
what it looks
yeah,
like.
they showed you like a
in-game
moving
running.
screen. Yeah, they showed you
I
a
was
moving screenshot of knee pads.
Right, it's like the screenshot's not going to mean shit to me. Let me see what it looks like in motion with the Frostbite engine. Like, let me actually see gameplay. I don't know why they just like, oh, here's the screenshot of Ezekiel Elliott. It's like, all right, cool.
So that was one thing for me, and then also because they had a fucking marching band with all Tom Brady jerseys, that definitely knocked it down to a teenager age.
Now they just get nitpicky. Jesus.
But I mean, overall, it just wasn't. I don't know, it just wasn't good. It didn't really have a good like flow to it. I don't feel like they had the guy that was a YouTube content creator who creates content for YouTube. It was just like, and then ending with a 30-minute Battlefront thing was just too much. It was
did it.
No,
Yeah,
the worst part actually, that's not even what they ended on. They ended on that dumb Star Wars mobile game.
No, it was over.
Oh.
No, I think it was.
That was
I think
over.
the conference was technically over.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I think it was technically over.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, we have this, and now Thrawn is in it, and it's like, everyone's like, is it? Because I remember when I was watching, I was like, is this over? Or what's going on here? And then like once they went back like outside on like the red carpet where it was, I was like, oh, okay, so this is like the post-show stuff, and this is what they're starting with. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So overall for E3 we had what, D, a C, and a C minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that basically what we did? So E3 definitely. Brandon, your prediction probably is right. I feel like that's EA's was probably gonna be the worst one. So
Yeah, because we actually watched part of the post-show. That was almost more interesting than the conference. Like they actually talked about stuff. Like they actually told me, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Like they actually had the people from like the Madden story mode there, for instance, and they were talking about that.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, okay. Like no, this actually was. Why didn't they do this in the fucking show?
But hey, Madden's got an Oscar winner in it, so
True. Maybe.
Still
he
won't
does.
play.
No, the guy. What's the guy's name? I don't know his name. It's the guy who was in. Yeah, Cottonmouth.
The guy
yeah,
who
I don't know.
I can't.
I
know his
I
last
don't
name's
wanna fuck it
Ali.
Racist.
Yeah, anyway.
It's like I know it starts with an M, but
Muhammad Ali.
no.
This is Muhammad Ali back from the dead.
Madden Ali.
Matt Ali.
All right. So let's move on to Bethesda's. This was okay. First of all, I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna give it a C for Bethesda. For me.
Microsoft was next, brah.
Yeah,
Microsoft.
See?
No, that's what I said. I have it in order. Damn it.
showing that
I have it
bias.
in order on my note, but then
Showing
I
that
was
bias.
going off this website. All right. Well, Microsoft then.
I mean, if you wanted to leave the best for last, I guess you could have put Microsoft.
Wait, I thought you said you wanted the best.
Shut up.
True.
So
All right. Well, then let's go to Microsoft. Brandon, Microsoft thoughts.
All right. So my overall grade was a B minus.
No, fuck you,
Damn.
bro.
I know. It's okay. So I don't know if it's just me, but like I am so uninterested with their exclusives. Like Crackdown 3 does not interest me at all. Sea of Thieves is nothing, and I mean, actually, State of Decay 2 looks pretty interesting. I like the idea of building in like a environment and stuff like that, and having it set in like a zombie apocalypse. That seems actually pretty cool. But the other two, they just, I don't know, like Terry Crews didn't get me. They just don't seem that interesting to me. So it's like, no, I thought it was really awesome, but what I'm saying is the game overall does not appeal to me. So it's like, you know, the biggest news was like the few of their like indie game exclusives, and then 2 multi-platform games, which in Anthem and what is it, Assassin's Creed, which both look really good and really awesome, but it's just like it's nothing specifically from Microsoft, you know.
Yeah. You also had Shadow War in there too.
Oh, Shadow War. Sorry, that's still multi-platform as well.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like their best games they previewed were all multi-platform, non-exclusive to me. So that's why I got to B minus.
Did we did they say that was that Metro game? Was that
Oh, that
That's
is
multi-platform.
that's
It is.
multi-platform.
Yeah. On GameSpot's like live show they were doing, they have Phil Spencer on, and he said he doesn't believe in like exclusive content.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought it was more specifically like he said content. Yeah, he said content, not games.
Yeah. He says
so
he says he doesn't like the idea of having content on one console that you don't have on the other.
right.
That he feels like a marketing deal should just be that, a marketing deal, not keeping something from someone else, basically.
Right, like all the stupid stuff PS4 Pro will
No,
get on Destiny before
They have
us.
more money than PlayStation. He could literally pay whatever he wants, but he just doesn't believe in that model.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
joking.
Well, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
I know I'm stupid. You're the one that don't know you're stupid. Stupid.
I'm not stupid.
I know you're
Gentlemen.
stupid because
Gentlemen, let's stay on
Alright.
track. Tony.
Anthem,
Tony.
Anthem
Finish the
looks
brand.
amazing. Metro Exodus looks amazing. Assassin's Creed looks awesome. But the first two look amazing to me. So
Yeah. Cool. Tony.
I would give it. I kind of agree with Brandon, like B-, maybe a C+.
Hater.
No, I mean it was. It was a good conference. I liked the stuff I saw with, even though people were giving it a little grief about the price and stuff. I liked, what I saw about
damn,
that.
Brandon just left.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I liked all the stuff, and I kind of agree with Brandon. Like they don't really have any exclusives. They got Forza and like Sea of Thieves, and then what was the other one? Let me look at my list.
State of
Super
Decay.
Lucky
Days of
Tale?
Decay. Yeah, I
State
don't
of
really.
Decay.
I'm really kind of done with zombie games. So like all the other games, like all the little mini indie games, that's the stuff that was interesting to me. But like everything else is just coming up on multi-platform, other platforms.
Coming up short.
Yeah,
They had a
Dragon Ball Z
lot
game
of
looked pretty
the.
good. The Dragon
I
Ball
forget what the-
Fighter.
Well, yeah, I was just kind of the terminology they use, like pretty much coming first to Xbox.
Mhm.
So it was
Yeah.
like it wasn't console exclusive, but it was console first exclusive, is what they're
Yeah.
saying. I feel like every game they showed was basically like a console first exclusive.
Mhm.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
except for like Ashen and Ori, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two, and then the I'll wait to talk about that one for the next one. But
Funny things. I was listening to I don't know GameSpot, IGN, somebody, and they were like, "Man, that X sure does look like a PS2. Looks like an old PS2."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And the kind of grade, like the I keep wanting to say Scorpio now. The X is like reveal. I give that like a B. It looks like a good console.
Pretty
I'm not buying one, but for what it is, it looks like a good console, a really good console.
all right, Justin.
I gave it a B+. I actually really liked their conference. Like I said,
Hashtag same person.
when I first watched it, I was like, that was kind of a letdown. But I think it was because I was just hung up on the price. But I didn't really think about it for. I think it was just so many people were saying $399 because it has to go against Pro. But after some coverage and thoughts and rethinking about it, I'm like, there's a lot of things that system can do that the Pro can't. So it kind of makes sense that it's a little bit more. We can get into that in a little bit, but to be honest, I feel like they had the most new games of anyone, because a lot of people were re-showing things. Yes, a lot of them were indie games, and some things were things I wasn't interested in, but they definitely brought the games, like that Last Night game that's kind of like a neon 8-bit or 16-bit size, but like that I will definitely get. Hello Neighbor, that was another one I was like, that looks really cool. That's actually one of the games I'm most hyped for, but we'll get to that later. But Tacoma's finally coming out, which is another game I want to play. So a lot of that was cool. And to be honest, that Super Lucky's Tale, everyone's forgetting about that game. But there's a reemergence of that type of game with Ukulele just came out recently, and Snake Pass, or I think it's called, is another one that just gets. So that thing's kind of reemerging. So it kind of seems like they're jumping onto that now, which they probably were already doing it previously, and just saw the Ukulele Kickstarter and was like, shit, we need to get one of these games because this is going to be a big thing again. So I guess we'll see how that actually is once it comes out, but I think they did generally a good thing. And the one thing I was also really shocked was how small they made the Xbox One X. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, wait, what? It's smaller than the S even? And it's that much more powerful. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty nuts. So that was kind of a surprise in its own. I was expecting it to kind of be as big as the OG Xbox, maybe a little smaller, just because it's so much more powerful. So it's okay. But overall, I give it a B+. I just thought it was fine. I thought they did a good job. They could have done better. Like we said, they didn't have a bunch of AAA new games. I think even if they just done what kind of what Nintendo did with their conference and have Halo 6 and just be a cinematic teaser. That's all. It could even Gears of War 5 just have a logo. It doesn't even matter. People would just eat that shit up, and then they'll be, oh my god, it's the greatest conference ever. If they just showed like just a cinematic, even if it was like a 15-second trailer, people would be like, "Oh my god, holy crap, look at that in Scorpio," or
Right.
Xbox One X. So I think that that's the one thing they lacked, and it's because they don't want to go so far ahead. But I guess we'll see next year.
Yeah. So B+ from Justin. Mark.
There.
So originally, I was gonna give it a C, but that was mostly because I forgot like everything they announced. Like I could not like for the life of me remember. I'm like they didn't announce anything, but now that you guys are reminding me, I'm like, oh yeah, that was at theirs. So I'm actually gonna move it up to a B. Yeah, because after you guys mentioned like there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh yeah, that was announced, but with Brandon, there was a lot of stuff that was like multi-platform. That's why like I don't remember like it being announced at Xbox because it's not exclusive to Xbox. So there was. So I mean, overall, it was decent.
Yeah, I gave it a B+ for Microsoft, just like Justin, because obviously hashtag same person. But I gave it a B+ because they did what I thought they would do, is where they started with Scorpio or Xbox, and then announced that, and then they went straight into the games. He was like, "We got 42 games to show you guys." So I was like, "Okay, cool, games." But the only thing, not the only thing, but the price for Xbox One X kind of hit me a little hard. Thought there'd be a little bit less maybe, and then also that he kind of saved that for the end. I didn't think that was really a smart idea because usually you save big good news for the end that people are gonna like, and then I feel like he could have just announced $4.99 when he announced the date, and then just moved into games. So I thought the way they did it. But overall, I mean, the games, Forza is the only kind of AAA game exclusive that they had, and so it was a little disappointing in that sense.
What about Crackdown?
I wouldn't call that really a AAA
It
game.
is a AAA. That's like the way you define it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not gonna sell a system. I mean, that's
Right.
not gonna be like.
Well, the
I
other
need
thing
to
too is like the coverage afterwards. People said like graphically, even though that's like comes out the same day as like Xbox One X, everyone's like, yeah, it looks just as good as like the 360 version, a little better. And like all the destruction stuff is gone from the single player. It's only in multiplayer, like destroying buildings and stuff. That's
Really?
all the Azure stuff is only in multiplayer mode. So it's not, you can't actually do that in the single player. So that, to be honest, I was like super excited. Like Terry Crews, I think, it didn't get Brandon, but it got me. I was like, fuck yeah, I've been waiting for this game for like, since they announced it. Like, I loved Crackdown 1 and 2. So I was like, I'm going to like this one too, I'm sure, as long as it's, I mean, it could be literally just more of the same and I'd still like it.
Right.
But it was one of those things where I'm like, when they start talking about like the destruction and like all the cloud servers can make all this crazy stuff, it's like, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, that's only in the multiplayer. I was like, oh, well, that kind of blows. Like, I kind of was expecting it to be part of like the game, like why it was better now. But it's one of those things, and I guess you just gotta live with it.
Yeah, it was definitely a letdown to see that for Crackdown. But like Brandon said, the Anthem, Shadow of War, Assassin's Creed, like those looked really good, and so I'm excited to see what other stuff will look like.
Anthem looked like amazing.
Yeah, Anthem looks really good.
It looked so good. I'm kind of like, huh, is that actually coming out for like the Pro and the X? Like it looked a little too good.
Like it's not good. Like you have to have the X and the Pro to play it.
Yeah, I'm like, my PS4 is not gonna play that well.
Surprise! That's actually what Destiny 2 looks like on the Xbox.
It kind of seemed like they highlighted all the multi-platform games to show the power of X, I guess, because I mean it's like all the other exclusives and stuff like that are either like colorful indie games or like low resolution, like arty kind of looking stuff. Like Ashen, like I mean it looks cool, but it looks cartoony. It's like none of the games they have really, there's nothing competing with Horizon Zero Dawn for that.
I think the big thing with Microsoft is their art styles that they go for aren't like PlayStation's.
Yeah.
I feel like. So like PlayStation goes for a very kind of realistic looking art style, whereas Microsoft goes more cartoonish. At least that's how I feel most of their games are. Like we don't see.
Really? Like
if you think, I mean, if you
top two, I think of like Gears and Halo, Halo, and like Alan Wake and stuff like that.
Right. So it's more cartoonish, I think, than realistic. Where if you look at like The Last of Us. You look at
Oh, that's
Horizon.
okay.
Yeah,
I think you mean like Crash Bandicoot, like
no. I'm talking about
cartoonish.
the Detroit Become Human one for
Yeah.
Sony. Like just that kind of
Mm,
art
okay,
style.
Okay.
But the best part of Microsoft was actually Cuphead. So
Yeah.
Also, Gal, you sound very robotic. Maybe try
Yeah, I was gonna
unplugging
say.
your mic. It's like breaking up and being really crazy. Good. There, we got rid of him. Mute your ass. All right.
Here. Okay.
Oh, actually, I had something to say about Crackdown.
All right.
I was gonna say I think it's a nostalgia thing too. Like I like the first two, although to be honest, I barely played them, so I think I'm just like, yeah, I love Crackdown. Barely playing them, you know. And so then this one, I was just like, oh yeah. I think a lot of two is I'm trying to prepare myself because Destiny is going to be so big. So everything I saw, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool if I would play it, but
Yeah.
you know, so it's like I'm so uninterested, you know. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get Crackdown, and it's gonna sit on my shelf for a while, but
Steven, I can't hear you.
Steven, you're silent.
Yeah.
No, we fucked it up first.
it's totally broke.
We just kept talking and ignored him completely.
We'll just keep talking until he says something.
Yeah.
Nope, can't hear you, Gal. You're still silent.
All right.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
It just what? Okay, I didn't even change anything.
You're definitely coming from your laptop, I think.
Yeah. Cool story, bro.
technical difficulties.
There it is.
There it is.
How about that? Better?
It's better.
There, way better.
No, okay, cool, awesome. Technical difficulties. So just kind of recap. So 2 B pluses for Microsoft. Brandon, you gave it a B. Mark, you gave it a B. Tony, you gave it a B minus.
Yeah,
I
say
gave it a B minus.
Brandon gave it a B
B
minus.
minus, C plus. Let's say B minus. Be generous.
All right. So nothing below a B minus for Microsoft.
Question:
Xbox.
What did you guys think about the price and the date of X? Does it? You think it's too much? You think it's just right?
Let me start off really quick because the release date is my anniversary. So thanks Microsoft for.
I already told you what to do.
Well, now you know. Now you can tell Aaron. Now Aaron knows what to get you.
Yeah, actually, Mark, that she actually really liked that plan. So thank you for the idea there. Very, very much appreciate it. So that the price was a little more than I wanted, but I'm still gonna get it anyway. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I think I predicted it to be more, so obviously I'm okay with it. I mean, I guess since I still have a regular Xbox, unlike you two.
Unlike you two assholes.
I mean, I guess the price jump for the quality that I'm getting isn't that big of a deal to me.
Date? What about the date?
I'm okay with the date. I mean, I don't know. I probably wasn't planning on getting it day one anyway, so like the date didn't really matter to me that much.
Tony?
I mean, I don't have a problem with the price. I mean, I'm not getting one, so I feel like people are kind of overblowing the price. Yes, it's expensive, but I mean, if you have a 4K TV, which I'm sure you spent like a couple $1,000 for that, you know, if you got a nice, like a really, really good quality.
Are you saying that
4K
Brandon
TV.
and I didn't get a good quality 4K TV because we spent less than $1,000?
I ain't say all that. But I'm just saying.
Oh, true.
I'm just
You're
saying.
frugal. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're just being frugal. I will probably buy $500 4K TV. But no, I'm just saying, like, if you can spend the money on that, $500, you can spend the money on the $500 console, and like, for what you're getting in it, you know, me, I don't see the value in it because I don't have a 4K TV, so I don't. The difference doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
But to get like a powerful console, which is more power, it is more powerful than the Pro, and that's a $400 console. So I can see the trade-off of it being $100 more. So I just think people they just assume they get that one price in their head.
Yeah.
Like $399, let's keep it that way. But then like they get pissy about the price, but yet I think I mentioned you guys, like they'll buy a $600, $700 iPad or like
Right.
$2,000 laptop, Mac laptop.
Oh, you mean a $700 like iPhone?
Yeah, like an iPhone. And they don't see the immediate price right then and there, you know. and they'll use the excuse, well, it does more than one thing. But I mean, the X, you'll probably be using it for years, at least
Right.
3 or 4 years. So
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
So
One
yeah,
year.
I don't see the big deal, and I mean, I'm kind of scared. I don't know how many people will buy it. I mean, I know you guys will buy it because you guys are like the fans. So, but I don't know how like the general public is going to take to it. And then the name, I like the name, but it will probably confuse people like normal with parents and stuff. Because I'm sure if you go to the store, like, can I get an Xbox One X and like an X or an S? They're like, what's
Yeah.
can I does 4K work on both of them? They're like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
This one's $200. This one's $300. Okay, I get that one then.
I think the thing with that though is yes, it'll be very confusing like that. But the big thing that people, I think, if they're gonna get an X, they know that 4K isn't the only reason to get an X. Like that's what the mainstream, like people like that are gonna. Is it 4K? And then they say, yeah, you can get the Xbox One S for 4K, but 4K isn't the only reason to upgrade to an X.
Wait, so wait, just maybe I'm looking. What's the other, like when I just think of like 4K graphics, it can handle like real.
I don't know 4K graphics, but like just everything else that's in it, should make the games run better, like smoother, make load times a little bit faster, like different other various things that and more like kind of not more content obviously because they have to go with just the Xbox, but it can handle, I don't know, just different stuff better other than 4K. So
do you think like that'll like with the price difference, you think people really care about that kind of stuff?
No, that's what I'm saying is people who don't get that, like understand that that's what else it does, shouldn't really be that's not the audience. I feel like that's not the targeted audience for the console.
You and Justin are the audience.
Although, like, I mean, you can almost say that does Xbox even really worried about that? Like, I mean, if they're buying an X or an S, they're still buying a Microsoft.
Oh no, I don't think Xbox is worried about that. I just think the general, like Tony was saying, the general public, like seeing the $100 difference. If you know that what the differences are, then you're probably going to be willing to spend the extra $100. Like that's the targeted audience.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure they don't care as long, like you said, Brandon, they're selling either or. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're still saying like, oh, this $500 console's losing us money. Like, I think I saw one place that they made it is being sold at a loss.
Yep,
I saw that, but I didn't like confirm it. But yeah, like if you see them people buying like, oh, we sold 1 million S's and like 500,000 or 200,000 X's. Why are we? What is it about this that nobody's picking up on?
Obviously, this is
kind of like the Pro.
Obviously, this is a little different. But what is the price? I mean, what's the sales jump for like PS4 and PS4 Pro?
That's what I was saying. Like, it's kind of might end up like that because I think somebody said it's one Pro for every 5. No, 1 out of every 5 PlayStation sold is a Pro and not a normal 4. So, but I don't know I think they still make money. I don't think they lose money from it regardless. I don't think with the Pro they lose money.
Well, that's because the Pro sucks and it's not that good.
We'll see about that.
So Justin and/or Mark, what's your thoughts on the pricing and the date?
I'm gonna take a while.
Oh, here we go. Price I'm fine with because I would have been fine even if it was more because I don't know, I just price I'm fine with. Date I was like I don't understand why it'd be that late, but after hearing that it still has to like clear FCC and stuff, like the date makes more sense. But yeah, originally I was like, yeah, that's way too late. Like you're kind of missing your window there. Yeah, and I think it will cause like some issues. And Gav, you're saying like people are like, oh, there's more to it, but none of those things. I think some people are gonna definitely not like know that it does that, but it's like, is it really worth spending $500 $500 on just getting that if you don't have the 4K TV?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if you have the 4K TV and you already are 4K kind of eligible, I think that's when you start looking at the other stuff that it does.
Yeah.
So
if you want to justify it more.
Right. So,
but I've definitely seen people come into GameStop and be like, oh, I just got a 4K TV, give me that Pro. Like, not, you know what I mean? It's like 4K, you got to get a Pro.
So
Like,
I have a funny random thought, quickly, Justin, before you go on for 3 hours. So you had mentioned the FCC mark. What happens if like the FCC comes back and they're like, "Yeah, we can't approve this. Like you've got to do a major change to this section or something." Like that would be kind of crazy.
Scorpio Drive
Yeah, I don't
price
know.
drop.
Right.
what they're approving anyway. Like I don't understand. You know.
Yeah. I
Energy
don't know.
compliance is, I think, one of the bigger ones.
Mm.
Is it's got to,
It-
although I don't know.
I was gonna say the release date could work in their favor just because it's like fresh in kids' minds for like Black Friday and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the Xbox One S is going to have a price drop for holiday anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Or at least a bundle with like 2 games, maybe.
Right.
Something like that.
There'll definitely be sales.
Yeah.
There's always sales.
Just like there is now, but there'll be some like, oh, the holiday bundle, and it comes with 2
definitely.
games.
Well,
Right.
Yeah.
the last holiday bundle came with 3 games, and then at certain points you could pick games.
Yep.
Remember
I remember that, yep.
there was I remember during the
They
holidays.
they had that
Yeah.
choose your bundle. There was like, here's 15 games, pick 2, and you get
Right. All right, Justin. Is everybody prepared? Did anybody need to go to the
it's
bathroom?
cool. I just think it's cool.
All cool, guys. All cool.
I'm not going. Okay, like I said, I didn't like the price because we were sitting at lunch and I was just like, God damn it, my day's ruined. Like it's $100 more than I was hoping.
I told you not to look at that text message.
My bad.
That was Tony's fault. Tony ruined it.
I
No,
got
he
the stab
did.
it first. I got it in early. I got
Right.
it in early.
You're just like, oh yeah, you $3.99. That's what you predicted.
Wrong.
Wrong. Wrong. Anyways, but then like I said, after Sunday and like Monday when I was at work, I was like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, if you compare this to just a Pro, which Phil Spencer says he doesn't want people doing because he thinks the S is more comparable to the Pro because it kind
It
of
is.
does the upscaled kind of cross 4K thing.
Mhm.
And it's not like he said the whole purpose of this console is when they decided to do it is they wanted a console that natively did 4K. And it's the only console that does that. So right there already, that's kind of a big thing because that's pretty big. And the motherboard's bigger. It has a 4K Blu-ray player, which Pro does not have. Like if you want to watch 4K Blu-rays and you're in the PlayStation thing, you need to buy a separate device to do that. So
That's the dumbest thing. Sony makes the
Right.
I know
they
that.
make you make
Blu-ray,
it.
Sony Blu-ray. Like, come on now.
A Sony rep told me once they made that decision on purpose because more people stream 4K than they do buy the Blu-rays, so there was no need to like
That I
put
could
in the. I mean, because it would have
Yeah,
jacked up
I
the
guess.
price. So
Right.
now if that's actually true, and they just like
How much would it have jacked up? I don't think it would have jacked up the price. It would have just made their
made
the
the
bottom
4K
line.
Blu-ray player right now?
Like $400 or $500.
Exactly. So at least $100.
Wait, really?
At least.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
That's because I remember I read somewhere like the Xbox One S. Like I forgot which website it was, but they were like the best 4K Blu-ray player you can get is an Xbox One S because literally,
Literally.
it's like the same price as a regular Blu-ray player, 4K Blu-ray player, but at least this was when the S came out. But you can also play games on it, so it's like this is the player you should get. So yeah, the price I was at first I didn't like. Now I'm fine with it. Like I've come to terms with it. I'm not gonna like defend and say it was great because it'd been cool if they would have been the same price as the Pro, just to kind of be like
Competitive.
we have a better console. But I understand why not, because especially when you hear they're selling at a loss already at $500, it makes sense.
Mhm.
The name, like I said, the same thing with the X and the S thing. It's kind of confusing for maybe just like, if like little Billy is like, hey mom, for Christmas, I want an Xbox One X. And then she goes and says, oh, okay. And then she's like, oh, he wants the Xbox One X. And then they're like, X or S? And then it's like that whole fucking thing. That'll probably happen a few times, but whatever. No, it won't happen to me because I know what I'm talking about. But and then the date, that's the only thing I didn't really like because
You don't like my
still got-
anniversary?
No.
That's why, though. I feel like you should be able to have that day alone with your wife, just to hang
Thank
out with
you.
you.
I appreciate that.
She'll never watch this, so she'll never hear that. And if she does, it'll be like after your anniversary. Anywho,
Definitely.
but I just felt like that's kind of late. Like a lot of the games that they showed, like Shadow of War, for instance, and like Assassin's Creed, come out before that. So it's kind of like, are people really going to wait to play that on the X, or like I guess I probably would, but like a lot of people are probably like, no, I just want to play this game because other stuff's coming out. So it's like it kind of just misses that boat. So that kind of sucks. Like Destiny 2. I mean, I know that's not one of their kind of like marketed games, but it's one of those things where it's like that's 2 months after that. It's like no one's gonna wait 2 months to play Destiny 2 just at a better resolution if it's even better. So like
you have to wait then.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like if you wanted to play the whole game, you didn't want to have to replay it. If you're not someone like us that's going to play Destiny 2 a ton, and it's like I'm gonna play Destiny 2 when it comes out, then moving on to the next thing, then moving on to the next thing, then it kind of misses that because you're not going to wait 2 months to play that game probably unless you decide, okay, I definitely want to see that in 4K. So, and then like the 2 launch titles, Crackdown, which supposedly doesn't even look that great, and then that Super Lucky's Tale, that's not really like a game. Like I'm sure it'll be fun, it'll be cool, but it's one of those things where, like no one's buying a Xbox One X to play that. The thing I will probably play is the frickin' Minecraft update that comes out the same day, like to see the 4K, like, stuff like that.
You'll be playing the Gears of War 4.
I'll be Forza Horizon 3 before I play Gears of War 4.
True.
But I don't know, like it was just one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of late. Like you still got Call of Duty after that, but and then you still got it's before November 7th?
It's November 3rd.
Okay, well, close enough. But anyways, Battlefront 2 is another game that'll be there at like after launch, and I'm trying to think, there was one other one I thought of earlier, but
Battlefield 2 or Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2.
Oh, these said Battlefield 2 by accident. Okay.
Battlefield 2 is next year when they do the World War II version of Battlefield 1.
There you go.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like most games will be out by then, so it's kind of like, huh. I mean, that's saying if nothing gets delayed, because let's be honest, that usually always happens. Something gets delayed, so we'll see. But because last year, I don't remember, there was like 2 games that got pushed to December, so I guess we'll see. But the date was the only thing I kind of was like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's a little late, but
kind of late.
Like even if it was like October 7th, that would have probably been okay. But
yeah, wouldn't that have been nice? Because then I would have got a pie. But
right. Well, the other thing too is like Forza is like the game that they've been like touted, like look at how fucking good this looks, and that comes out like almost like a whole month before,
a month and a half before. Yeah.
But it's like by then it's like, well, why didn't you just have this come out November 7th, and then no one would be pissed off? Like,
yeah. Well, we're buying it anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Mark.
We're almost an hour in it, and we've only done 2 conferences.
I know. That's I'm trying to push this along a little bit.
Hey, everyone should have known this was going to be a long one.
Yeah.
If you saw our preview show, you should have known this one was going to be long as well.
We should have delayed this till after me and Tony have moved into the new place.
God damn.
All right. Well, let's move on to Bethesda then. Just kind of give your grade and a quick reason for your grade, Brandon.
I gave it a B. There's nothing overly shocking. We all expected Wolfenstein and The Evil Within too, but they both looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfenstein especially. I mean, because we only really saw like a kind of sort of semi, like it was like mostly a thematic trailer with like maybe some gameplay in it, the trailer for it, but it was kind of hard to tell. But Wolfenstein looked really good. One I'm excited for.
Yeah, Justin, I just want to give you a quick update. I'm not sure if you're watching the Facebook feed, but Erin is watching and she commented. So, so hi, wife. I love you. You're right back there. Anyway, all right.
Wait, hold up. Why isn't she watching my wife's live channel? Buy some leggings, goddamn.
She's supporting her. She's supporting her husband. Damn.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
you're
Just like
fine.
buy my Scorpio. Just like
My Scorpio.
You're right. All right, Tony. Bethesda.
I will give it a B also. I really liked it. Mostly just for Wolfenstein 2 and Evil Within 2, because I really love those games, both of those games, the originals. So all the other stuff like the Elder Scrolls Online, all that stuff, and that doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Skyrim on Switch, which I will probably buy because I've never actually played Skyrim. So
have you guys seen all the memes about like different screens where they're going to start putting Skyrim?
Yeah.
Like, Skyrim
on the rock.
Right. Yeah. I saw one today that was like Skyrim, like girl had a pregnancy test, and Skyrim was in the thing. I was like,
man,
okay.
you're having a Skyrim. You're having a Skyrim.
Right.
Man.
Right. You're having a Skyrim.
Should be excited.
Right. Mark and or Justin.
I gave it a D. Mostly because they didn't announce anything. Like, I actually really like Wolfenstein, but even that didn't save it because they didn't do anything. They're just like, look at these super old games. We're keep going with them. We're gonna just milk them as hard as possible. And I really don't. I guess I don't care enough about Evil Within so that's not gonna, doesn't sway me. But yeah, I mean, I really like Wolfenstein, and that I'm still giving them a D because. Also didn't help that we were like half asleep and that feed was breaking up. But that's, I guess, on us. But still, they just didn't do anything like at all.
Yeah, I gave it a C-, literally because one of the biggest reasons, like, why? Okay, I understand you're doing it outside. That was first error one. Why the fuck are you doing it outside on a fucking Sunday? That means that you have to do it at 9 o'clock when it's dark in fucking the West Coast. So then that means it's midnight East Coast. Like,
Yeah, it was rough.
no.
It was rough.
Why did you have that late? Like, if it would have been earlier, I probably would have given it a little bit higher grade. But literally, I just wasn't having it. And like everything they were showing, like, hey, here's Fallout VR. I'm like, yep, won't ever have a VR headset because that's $600-700. But looks awesome. But I just will never play this. And then like the Doom VR, I'm like, yeah, this would definitely make me throw up. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, wow. So it's just like, yeah, nope, that's it. And then like Wolfenstein, I literally was like dozing in and out. And I rewatched it the next day. Wolfenstein was the biggest thing for me. I'm not really a horror guy, like a horror. Okay,
Horror.
Let's clear that up. I'm not a horror guy or a horror guy.
Sorry about that.
But Evil Within 2, I think that looked cool. But like
Video
you were
was
saying,
weird, though.
yeah, like but both those games, I feel like we knew was what they were announcing. I feel like the biggest surprise was that Dishonored kind of like standalone thing. But that's another series I just haven't played. Yeah. So it really didn't get me. So I just gave it a C- just because I was like saying, it's like it was all kind of expected, and they showed here's the number one reason why. Because they showed that goddamn Elder Scrolls fucking mobile game again. No one's gonna play it. Move on. Just move on. Don't put that your no one gives a shit. Literally no one gives a shit.
Yeah. My grade was a little bit more lenient. I was a C+, but basically the same reasons that you said. Everything looked good, but there wasn't really anything big, that we didn't already know was coming out, the Elder Scrolls thing. And then the fact that it was at midnight Eastern time. Yeah. It was kind of like, you probably shouldn't have done that. Like, if you want people to watch your stuff. So
it needs to be at night out in the thing. Although I guess I heard that whole like Bethesda land thing was actually really cool.
Yeah, I heard
I'm sure it was to be there, but like, they should have just like they should have recorded it and then showed it at a different time.
Yeah.
Damn, you're double fist and you couldn't even get Mark one?
One's for Mark. Cracking open a few cold ones with the boys.
Since when you
that's actually a not your mama's apple pie, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's not beer.
It's an apple beer, but whatever.
It's not beer.
Okay, what does this say right here? Hold on, where'd it go?
I'm sorry.
It's beer.
It said it's not your father. It's not your father.
Not your mom.
It's not beer.
Does it say
There's
malt
6%
beverage
alcohol.
anywhere on there?
5.
Tell Mark I can't read.
All right, let's move on. So Ubisoft was the next one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ubisoft. Yes, sir.
I'll give that one. So I'll just start off for Ubisoft. I gave it a B-. Stuff looked pretty good, but again, nothing really. Mark? What are you doing? Are you?
Nothing really. Nothing really. God.
Did I already forget what was said?
Well, I'm sure we'll get to it.
Without giving my grade, it's my little.
Oh, you
my
know
best
what it was?
one.
I only quickly looked at Ubisoft and went from what you guys were saying because I was in work at the time, actually.
Well, you should rewatch it because they literally announced like the
Everything.
greatest games of all time.
All right, well, that was my grade. I guess I won't go into it, but you guys go ahead then.
Oh yeah, you don't get an opinion.
Well, Mark, since you're so hot about it, why don't you give your grade?
A.
I know, Mark. Damn.
Well, also, I'm not giving like minus or pluses. I'm just going like straight grades.
All right.
But I'm giving it an A because, like, oh my god, Skull and Bones, fucking the Rabbids game, which came out of nowhere. Which, holy crap!
True.
Like, I saw that, I was like, what?
What do you mean it came out of
Starlink?
nowhere? I thought we already knew the Mario and Rabbids game was coming.
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah,
It was just, they were
everyone
just
thought-
like, oh, it's
okay.
a Mario Rabbids game, but there was no information after they showed that it's a turn-based like XCOM, like Final Fantasy Tactics type game.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Like, holy shit! I'm super stoked. But yeah, the Skull and Bones, I loved all the ship stuff from Assassin's Creed, and they're going to give me a standalone game for it pretty much and improve it. That Starlink looked interesting with the toy thing on the controller. I mean, we'll have to see more, but that looked interesting. I'm blocking out the stupid Just Dance thing.
Yeah, that literally, if that would have just been cut, it would have been easily something higher than what I ever gave it.
I mean, they showed more Assassin's Creed. What else did they? Well, anyway,
so you had the let's see, Mario and Rabbids. Then you had the Crew 2.
Yeah, which I love the crew, the
That
original
surprised me
crew,
too.
and they added so much to it. You can do boats and planes and shit too.
Yeah.
I just got to see what if the map is going to be similar. Like, well, again, awesome.
Yeah. Far Cry 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well, Far Cry's good. I'm not into that series, but
The South
Yeah.
Park Stone Destroyer.
oh, that too. The South Park mobile game. Holy shit, that too. Oh man.
Mark
Yeah,
gave it an A+.
Damn.
I gave it an A because honestly, I thought it was the best conference of the whole entire show. Because literally, it was like even the things that we knew about, they showed them in a way. It's like look at all like they kind of announced the Crew 2 at their thing, and I was not really that interested in that because Crew was fine. I just didn't love it. Maybe it's because I didn't play with any friends or anything. But once I saw, I was like, wow, I'm actually like interested in this because like they added planes and boats and off-roading and all this other stuff. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'll try and get in that beta and try that shit out. So, and then like Beyond Good and Evil 2, like I literally thought that game was just like dead. And now they're saying like after you like read about what it actually is, it's like an open like it's just fucking nuts what they're doing. They're like doing almost like No Man's Sky kind of, but they're doing it like with action RPG. And like I never really played. I don't remember playing the first one. I know I played it. I don't think I ever beat it when it first came out, like on the OG Xbox. But like I'm super excited for that game, and like I said, tons of people didn't even think that was going to come out. So, and then like Far Cry 5, I'm already ready for that game. That's definitely on my to get list. So, I think they just did the Just Dance thing. Literally, I would have given it an A+, but that Just Dance thing, literally, they did 3 songs.
Really?
3 songs. They did.
Was it Jason Derulo?
No, they did. Right? They did Jamiroquai. They just had like some robot people dance.
Oh.
Then they had some like Tokyo pop fucking thing, Korean pop or whatever that shit's called. They had like some people do that, and then all of a sudden Bebe Rexha, who the fuck her name, like who the fuck she is, sounded awful. By the way, quit music. Like literally, they did like it was just way too long, and like it must sell very well because they do this every year. But I'm like, you really could just put a graphic and be like, Just Dance is coming out.
Oh.
Nothing's new except for some of the songs. See you when it comes out. Bye. And that literally could have been it.
Now they do update some of the stuff. The last few, I mean, they've added a few things. Like I think the last few they added a lot of that. Like you can do a dance and then you like send it to your friend and then they have to like beat your score or whatever. I mean, they've
Mark, you have Just Dance? I didn't know you were.
No, I'm just saying. I'm defending it. Luckily, I was watching at work, and I think for that Just Dance thing, I had it muted because there's customers. So luckily, I didn't get any of that.
I literally just turned it off because I was driving and I was just like, I'm turning this off. By the time I get home, this will be over. And then when I got home, it was still going. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Been dealing with customers,
But yeah, I gave it an A. I thought it was a solid, like you said, Mario. When they said Mario vs. Rabbids, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a cash grab garbage game. And then they showed it, I'm like, hot damn, this actually looks like it's really actually cool. Like if I had a Switch, I would definitely get it in August. I'd be like, yep, definitely gonna get this. This will be fun.
Yeah. Brandon?
I give it a B.
I gave it a D.
yeah, the brain.
B for Brandon.
Pizza brain.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Crew 2, like, I don't know, it didn't graphically, it kind of looked like an old Need for Speed game to me. So that didn't really pique my interest. Beyond Good and Evil 2, though, is like, I mean, even if it's just an announcement trailer, that still looked amazing, and I'm pretty excited for that. Far Cry, the gameplay looked really, really good. I've never actually played any of Far Cry's. I've only like experienced it through Tony's gameplay. So, but I mean, but this one looks pretty awesome, and I like having the idea of having the dog Boomer. I think his name was.
Mm.
It was pretty awesome. Skull and Bones was really good. Starlink, I don't know about all that. Like having toys for your basically.
Well, it's funny is that they're bringing that now after all these other Toy to Life games came out. And
Went away.
yeah, now it's gone. Although they did say, I think later that you don't have to do like the toy part of it. You can do everything just in game without that. But I think that's more like if you were like, say, you go to your friend's house, you can just like, bop. Now my cool ship's in their world or whatever. So,
But
that's definitely going to be a wait and see, but it still look cool.
Yeah.
Tony.
I would give it a B minus. It was a good show.
See, you guys yelled at me and I didn't even watch it, but Tony watched it and is giving it a B minus. Screw
Well, I
you
mean, I
guys.
don't like I don't really obviously I don't care about Just Dance. The cruise, I don't really care about that. The Skull and Bones game looked really cool. You know, I'll play it. Assassin's Creed looked like Assassin's Creed. It looked. Oh wait, I actually wrote a note about that. It looked like something now. It reminded me of something else.
Prince of Persia.
It looked it kind of reminded me of like it looked like Horizon-ish. I guess maybe because all the brown and like it's in the not brown.
That's racist.
Like it's like in a desert, like it's like a deserty area. Like it reminds you like the deserty areas of a Horizon. And then like, but no, I mean it looked cool, but you know, and then you know Far Cry 5 is like I'm hyped for that because I love all the Far Cry games. And then you know I'm pretty excited for Beyond Good and Evil 2 whenever that comes out. So
yeah,
nothing really like blew me away. So
all right, so we had A, B minus, B, and B minus. So pretty good showing for Ubisoft. Maybe I'll go back and watch the conference and maybe I'll upgrade my thing, my grade.
We'll lower it.
Or I could lower it really. All right, so let's move into Sony's conference. I heard a sigh. Who sighed?
The hell is bullshit now.
Tony, let's start with Tony. Let's start with Tony on a high note, and then we can.
I know. Actually, mine's a high note. That's why I'm sighing.
Oh. All right. Well then, Brandon, let's start with you.
I'm gonna give it a B plus, which is actually my highest grade for all of them so far. Well, actually, all of them. Which pains me because you know I'm Microsoft first and foremost, but it's just like their exclusives to me just killed it. Spider-Man looked amazing. That gameplay looked really awesome.
So Spider-Man was the reason that you gave it a high grade.
Yeah. I mean, like I just liked all the little intricacies they had with the webbing. You know, the combat styles. They looked all really, really cool. God of War looked really good. I mean, like, I don't even think any of the past ones can really compare to it, like visually, to this one.
No.
So it's almost like they combined like the brutality of those games with like Tomb Raider or something like that. Detroit looks really good. Like, I mean, it was kind of hard to tell what you were watching, really, because I think like it was gameplay, but like all the HUD was disabled, I guess, or something like that. But it definitely looks like it's pretty complicated, which is a good thing in my opinion. And then the last one, Days Gone, which is another zombie one, which I mean, I guess some people are over that, but this looked like more than just a zombie game.
Yeah, they finally showed more than just the horde.
Yeah, like exactly, like that whole little stealth gameplay was really cool, and I'm also a big fan of the voice actor of the main character, so they definitely won me over with those 4 games. I'm like Tony might be missing his PS4 soon.
I'm gonna put a lock on that.
As for Marvel vs. Capcom was in Sony, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like that looked okay. I mean, it didn't really seem like anything special to me. I think from what I could tell, it seemed like they used a lot of like the voice actors from the cartoons for like a lot of Marvel characters. At least it sounded like it to me. But I don't know. Nothing. It was nothing too special to me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A B+ from Brandon. Justin, Sony grade.
I gave it a B, mainly because I feel like
bitches. Oh.
everything they showed was exactly what we saw last year. There was like zero like surprises, really. So I didn't give it a bad grade because what they showed looked good. Like I was like, oh, I'll give it like a C. But I was like, well, that's not really fair because what they showed was good. But my main problem with it was that everything was like 2018. I was like,
Yeah.
it was just like so general. Like 2018, it's like, well, shit. Like I was hoping we get a little bit more concrete dates on like things like Spider-Man. Like Days Gone, I really wasn't interested in last year. I was like, oh, this looks like another kind of like a Last of Us clone that's probably not going to be as good. But then when they showed this year, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks a little more like kind of like Walking Dead, where there's like human people also like surviving in different groups that are trying to kill you as well, and zombies.
So Last of Us.
Kind of, yeah, I guess. But, well, no, they're not zombies in that. They're like infected. It's different.
I know. I played it, but still, it's Last of Us.
Yeah, but basically, I don't know. I was like, it was one of those things where like Spider-Man obviously looked awesome, but like that was like that and Days Gone. I'd have to re-watch it again to verify. But I think those were the only games that really showed like gameplay. Like God of War, I pretty was sure was just like a trailer.
I think that was
No,
gameplay.
that was
gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, God of War was gameplay.
There was like gameplay in it, but it wasn't like a gameplay demo. Like almost everything they had was like, here's a trailer with a bunch of clips and stuff. Like where Spider-Man, like here's this mission. Like here's gameplay, like straight up gameplay right here, right now as it's going, kind of thing. I mean, it was probably pre-recorded, but regardless, like I said, like there was no big surprises. It was like the games they showed us last year, elaborated. Like Detroit would look cool, but it was basically the same as the last thing they showed us. It was just a different scenario, and it looks really cool. But like I said, it's like. And everything, I always at the end be like 2018.
Well,
2018. I was like, what's coming out this year? Like, I guess they don't need to because they have all the third-party deals, but it was just like, damn, I really wish. I mean, even if it said February this 2018 or fall 20, like literally kind of like narrow it down a little bit more. It's just so general. I mean, they're gonna have a huge 2018, but it was one of those things where I was like.
Well, two things they showed that people like I feel like we aren't as excited for, but other people are Monster Hunter and Shadow of Colossus.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're not that excited, but I feel like other people I think are pretty excited for that.
Shadow of the Colossus was like the one surprise I had. And that Monster Hunter game, I guess, is multi-platform. I don't think it's exclusive.
Yeah, it is multi-platform.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it's PC, Xbox One.
Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah, because at first I was like, oh, damn, that's actually a good get for them. And then after the show, they're like, it's not exclusive. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a marketing deal thing. But, so, yeah, that's it. And to be honest, the Shadow of the Colossus I always wanted to kind of play because everyone always says, oh, my God, it's amazing. But I didn't like Eco. I know I probably wouldn't like Last Guardian. And that's the same Sony Japan team. So it's kind of like, yeah, I probably won't like that probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I probably won't play it anyways. But it's one of those things. But, yeah, I guess, like I said, most of it was just stuff we'd seen. So it's kind of like, all right, well.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, they did a great job. That the first 3 games they showed, that Uncharted thing looks really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was just one of those things where it was like, after the conference, I was like, okay, so there wasn't really like any, it wasn't like last year where it was like, surprise. But I think that's why it was that way, is because last year, they're like, here's all we got for like the next 2-3 years. And they're like, all right, so now we got to actually start showing it, more and kind of like drill down to at least a year. And then maybe next year they'll be like, okay, here's the actual dates for all this stuff.
Right. Mark?
Yeah, I gave it a B, mostly because of what Justin was saying. Like, it was just like, here's a bunch of updates on all these games. And I totally forgot about Shadow of the Colossus and what was the other one?
Monster Hunter?
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Isn't that the first time Monster Hunter's been on at an Xbox console?
Maybe?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Don't know.
You never followed it.
I won't actually play that game, so I don't know.
I played Monster Hunter like way back on the PSP, and I was like, I don't get this. But I know my boss at work loves Monster Hunter, so. But yeah, like I said, there was just a bunch of like, here's an update on all the stuff we've been doing. I mean, it all looked really cool, but it was like cool. And that was the thing too, is all of it was like 2018, and and now it was better. They better push them all to fall though, because they're gonna they try to launch in spring. no one's going to play those games because everyone's only going to be playing Red Dead.
True.
That was the one thing I was shocked actually was that Red Dead wasn't there.
Yeah, Rockstar's never there though.
But they do come to like the Sony of the Xbox. Like before Grand Theft Auto 4 was on Xbox's stage, Grand Theft Auto 5 when they announced the PS4 Xbox One remake was on Sony's stage. Like they had a trailer. Like I was surprised that there wasn't because it was a marketing deal in place. I've read that it has the marketing deal with PlayStation. So it's like, huh? I'm surprised they didn't show like even if it was just a trailer.
Yeah, I wonder if they just weren't ready. Like they just.
I mean,
it may be a thing where they're like Rockstar's just like we're so big we don't need to do this. We'll just release a thing and then everyone will have their eyes on us and they don't give a shit about anything else. So they didn't want to share the spotlight. One thing I forgot to mention is that they announced all the like Destiny exclusive stuff. And they announced the date was moving up 2 days. So I was like, after that happened, I literally just like didn't care about anything else that happened because I was like, what the fuck? Why did it move 2 days back? Why did they do this? They ruined my weekend. I was gonna have a nice long weekend. I was like, what the fuck happened? So then I was trying to figure out if it was a typo. And then all of a sudden there was a rumor around that it was coming to PlayStation like 2 days early, and Xbox was still getting it on the 8th. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then but after that point, I don't even know what they showed Spider-Man, but like, yeah. I don't know. Spider-Man looks awesome. Like that is the game I want to get an Xbox or PS4 Pro for. But that and Horizon, but Horizon's already out. But it's one of those things where I was just like, oh man, that I've got to play that.
Yeah, that Spider-Man looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm iffy before. I was like, oh, it's another Spider-Man game, whatever. But the combat definitely looked interesting. So I was like, oh, that looks like something I might play.
Yeah. Got anything
wait,
else?
I have one more point.
You always have so many more points. God damn.
This is going to be a 3-hour podcast, and you're going to love it. No, I can't remember. Go on.
Okay, we'll move to Tony. Maybe you can think of it.
I'm gonna give it a B+. I think it's a really good show. I mean, I have a place in my heart for a lot of these games like God of War and like Uncharted. So like it's kind of cool to see a bunch of that stuff now. I know a lot of the stuff is in 2018, and I'm like, oh man, I'm acting like it's so far away when it's not really.
We've only have 6 months until 2018.
It'll be here as soon as you know. Right. And I feel like because they have their own like little conference, like peak PlayStation experience in December. Yeah. So I have a feeling like that's when they'll say this date in 2018, this specific date in 2018, and like I'm not really worried about the fall because I can't think the last time they had a fall game because Horizon was in February. Uncharted, I think, was in June a few years ago. Like Bloodborne was in like the spring. I can't think of anything else that came out in like the fall. So, and I mean, technically they'll have like Destiny and Call of Duty since they have like the exclusives, and like it's not exclusive, but like anytime you see it on TV, it'll show like it'll always end with like the PlayStation logo. So you know that. Dumb people that confuses them. So we're not dumb people, but people who aren't in the know. So
sure.
I will say I was kind of shocked that one of the games that they do first party games they do have coming out for fall they didn't show at all, which is Knack 2. I don't know if they just don't think it's going to be important at all, but that comes out in like August or September, and they didn't show it at all.
So apparently, PlayStation like 30 minutes before the actual conference, they had like a pre-show. And I think they showed it in there, and they showed like there's a bunch of other games they showed in like the pre-show, but didn't show in the main show. So like a bunch of like, I think like Vita games and like indie games. And I think Knack 2 was like one of the games they showed.
And so I was at work. And I was printing off the reserve list, and I was looking through it. And I'm like, wait, Knack 2 got announced? I was like, oh, okay.
The other thing I will say about Sony's conference is that they did a really good job with their stage setup.
Yeah,
like I love during days like the people hanging and stuff. That was really cool. I do think that was awesome when they did that.
And they would have like a live band.
Read out so I could. Oh, now
Go ahead.
we're quiet. I mean, I was gonna give it a B, but my main points were gonna be the way that they did the conference. So we only saw the guy like twice, right, in the beginning and kind of in the middle, and then literally everything else was just the gameplay. And then, like Justin had just mentioned, I liked the presentation that they did with the thing, like the zombies that were hanging, and then like the fire and the water thing in the beginning was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know that they were going to announce a new Guitar Hero, but apparently it's going to be Guitar Hero India Announced as right. So I thought no, but I think the games look really cool. Again, they didn't do any surprises or anything like last year, so it was more like this is what we have coming out, and like this is what's next in the pipeline. Here's what it looks like. It all looks really good. There was Uncharted, the Horizon Zero Dawn expansion, which I'm sure Tony's gonna be playing.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep.
Days Gone, Monster Hunter. They showed Call of Duty World War II, which honestly to me looked terrible. I was not a fan of the Call of Duty World War II that they showed. Battlefield 1 just looks much better. The big thing of that was nobody even mentioned the VR fishing with
Yeah.
that was the low point for me of Sony's thing, is like they were kind of slowly building, and then it was like VR, pow, and then it kind of built a little bit.
I actually forgot about that until you mentioned it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Although the VR Skyrim is actually pretty big. I actually was pretty surprised. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
It looked cool, but I don't know. I feel like VR is just not. There's nothing big enough yet. I feel like to.
I think that more games like Skyrim, like full games, need to be the regular, because there's always like these little, like, here's this cool little, like, it's like almost like a tech demo that they kind of like expanded a little bit to be like, this is a VR game, and you're like, well, yeah, this is just you, making
like
this so that
there's a fucking fishing game, like that's
it's a Final Fantasy fishing game.
Because they announced like VR support for like Final Fantasy 15, I think last year, and then literally never spoke of it again, and then they're like, yeah, it's fishing, and everyone's like, oh, okay, so I won't give a fuck about that. All right, you good.
Right. Yeah.
That was, I think, another thing. It was like the first 3 games they showed, I think, were Uncharted, Days Gone, and maybe it was that Horizon.
Yeah. It was Uncharted, Horizon, and then Days Gone.
And I think I looked at Steam and was like, damn, they are killing it right now. And then they kind of like just kind of like stalled, and then they went to like the VR stuff, and it was just like, okay. And then like Spider-Man brought it back up again, but it was just like, I feel like that was a thing that happened at a lot of the conferences this time, where it was like started out strong, came back down, came back up at the end kind of thing, where they didn't maintain it. Like Sony's last year literally was just like up, straight across, good the whole time, whereas this time it kind of dipped in the middle. But I think they really just want to sell that VR because obviously they invested some money into it. And from what I understand, I've heard it's decent, especially for the price. So
the other thing too with that they ended on, I think they ended on this, when they showed Spider-Man, did the guy start talking after that and he's like, we have one more thing to show you, and then they showed Miles Morales, or was it like the Spider-Man thing was over?
That was
in
that was in the trailer.
It wasn't a trailer? Okay.
Like it stopped for a second and then like it popped back in.
So did they actually confirm that that's Miles, or are we all just assuming it is?
I mean, why would they? That seems kind of random just to have that.
His name is Miles, I figured.
Yeah. That's very random just to put that in there.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Why is that important?
He's not Peter Parker.
What?
It's a different Spider-Man.
I'm confused.
You don't know who Miles Morales is?
No.
Mark?
Noob.
You could pretty much ask me any actor. I probably don't know who they are.
It's not an actor. It's a character.
We're going to have a podcast specifically for you, Mark, where I tell you the history of Spider-Man.
Yeah, right.
Like Spider-Man Parker?
Yeah.
Miles
It'll
Morales
be, it's going to be like 10 episodes long. So.
It's called SPR Presents Spider-Man.
Oh, I get it. So, yeah, definitely don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Brian's gonna text us like, I've been up for 8 hours.
Right. So we all say Sony did pretty good, pretty above average, like pretty solid. I feel like that Sony and Microsoft's were very solid. Yeah, they were very solid.
They weren't bad. They were solid. There was not a ton of surprises for either of them.
Yeah.
Like big surprises, like thing like going, holy shit, awesome. You know, it was just like, oh, okay. It was like what you knew. And then on the opposite, it was Microsoft was more like, here's a bunch of stuff you don't know, but it's all smaller games. So if you're not into that, you probably didn't like the conference. If you do like that stuff, you're probably like, oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So they should have just kept it short and sweet and tight. Like,
that was the thing too. Is like every conference was shorter, but Microsoft's it was longer.
I tried to segue, Steven.
I know you tried to segue. It's okay. You mean like Nintendo's that was short and sweet? Let's get into Nintendo, which was the last one. I am going to give Nintendo an A. my highest grade of the thing, mostly just because of Pokemon. Also, so we learned that Rocket League's coming to the Switch, and it's gonna be cross-platform with I think PC and Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
because PlayStation's a douchebag. So we had that. We had the new Metroid Prime game that's coming out. Metroid 4 was announced. There wasn't any like gameplay, like not
No.
gameplay, but
No, it
trailer.
was literally the Samus
number
logo,
4.
and it was Metro Prime 4 logo.
Yeah.
That was literally it.
So that which is all they have to do. There was that. Obviously, the Pokemon game Xenoblade Chronicles, which I'm not like I'm not gonna play it, but apparently it's a really big game. And then there was let's see, the Pokemon game, Metroid, the Yoshi games coming in 2018. There was a Kirby game that they announced. Rocket League. I mean, there was I don't know. It just seemed like there was
biggest one, right?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you forget about you.
I was trying to think of other stuff before I got to
Oh.
I was trying to think of other stuff before I got to Mario, but Super Mario Odyssey looks very, very good. Very much vibes of Super Mario 64, but just upgraded. So I can't wait to throw my hat on everything. So I think it was an A. I think it was a really good conference. Brandon.
I gave it. Anyone want to guess what I gave it?
A C minus.
No, another B. I thought Super Mario Odyssey was actually really, really cool. It definitely, I think there was one scene where he's like running across a castle, and it almost has like that like
original
side scroller
Mario
feel to it. Yeah, that like had that feel to it. They really blended in like the modern feel with like I guess the nostalgia of the original games. So I thought that was really awesome. Yoshi looks really cool. That basically looks like I think it was just a side scroller, right?
Yeah.
But that looked really cool. I mean, while it's cool that they announced it, I didn't think the announcement of Metroid Prime was all that big of a deal. Like, I mean, that's not gonna either lower or raise a score for me. The same with the Pokemon core game. Like, just the announcement of it isn't gonna raise or lower a grade for me. But yeah, overall, like Mario and Yoshi looked really cool. The Xenoblade thing, I could care less about.
Yeah, that's another thing. You have to be a fan of that series to play it.
Right.
But I've heard it's really good and fun to play. But
Yeah.
meh. Tony.
Hashtag same person with Steven. I'm gonna give it an A. I love Rocket League, so now I can play it wherever I go. I can not do more work now at work and play Rocket League.
Do you connect to the internet at work?
No, it can't. It won't let. I can't because I need
So
to
you
put.
can't. So
I
you
need to
can't
put
actually
it in
play
password.
online then, right?
I just play against the bots. I don't give a shit.
True.
The Kirby game looked pretty cool. I've never played a Kirby game, but it looked cool.
What?
So I'll try that out. I've never played it.
Never played a Kirby game.
I don't give a fuck about Kirby.
Melissa.
I'm pretty excited about the Yoshi game because I remember playing Yoshi Story on N64. I love that game. I love that game. So hype for the Pokemon game. You know, if it's like Breath of the Wild but with Pokemon, sign me up. I'm actually looking at all my notes. I'm pretty hype about Metro Prime 4. I loved the first one. I never played 2 and 3, but like 1, I love that game. And then of course Mario Odyssey, which like that might be the game I'm most excited for like this year, because like I don't think they've had a like I know they had Galaxy, the Galaxy 1 and 2, and then Sunshine, but I don't think they've made like a legit like 64 successor, like a legit.
Yeah.
This one feels like this is like the legit 64 successor, and like everything I've seen from it, like the show, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can take a shit and play that, God, what more do you need in life?
What about the Zelda DLC?
I mean, it looks good. I still haven't beat Breath of the Wild yet, so I will probably have grandkids by the time that happens.
Have you ever beaten a game, Tony?
Yes, I have. I've beaten plenty of games.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many games? Have you beaten a game? Destiny don't count because you can never beat.
This is a story you can beat.
It's like in purgatory. It just keeps going. It just never ends.
You can't beat it until you beat hard mode access, and
Damn.
Oh, true.
I don't know what the
Wait,
fuck
wait
that
about
is.
that life. All right, Justin.
I gave it an A minus. I gave it an A minus. Do it.
You just being,
Mainly
you being
because
petty now.
I was in a fantastic conference. I think they did exactly what they need to do, which was people were kind of like, the only thing people were saying about the Switch is like, oh, what's like coming out for it besides Mario? What's coming out besides Mario? And I think they answered that question very well. It's like Yoshi, Kirby, Metroid, Pokemon. Like all of our franchises are coming to the coming here, so no need to fret. Like if you want to get a Switch and you're on the fence, jump over the fence. So yeah, Super Mario Odyssey is definitely on my radar and really is the number one reason I want to Switch right now. It just looks so good. I literally watched like 2 hours of gameplay last night, so like I'm all in on that game. So yeah, and then Metroid Prime being announced, I literally said like if they announce a new Metroid, I will get a Switch. They announced new Metroid, so now I think I'm obligated to get a Switch. And then like Pokemon, if they use the word core RPG, which from what everyone in the media is saying is that means it's the next game after Sun and Moon in that series. Then if that's what it is, and it's a full-fledged 3D, like you said, Breath of the Wild, it would be if it was like that kind of, but just you're a Pokemon trader and you're catching Pokemon, that would be freaking phenomenal. So I am just all in. I think they did a great job. One of the things I wish they had showed maybe a little more of a cinematic for the Metroid Prime game. That's why I gave it a minus. And then the same thing with Pokemon. Literally, they didn't show like even a logo. They're just like, yeah, just one like little quick mention. It's coming, and like that was it. Like it was like
Probably all they have.
no, I understand. They said it was more than a year out, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But and I know why they did it. It's because they want to get people hyped. They want to get those games out there and be like, these franchises are coming. So get a Switch.
I already told you guys. I told you guys that basically once Pokemon, like once the date is announced for Switch, the date that it comes out, I'm getting the Switch. Like I'll be going to get my Pokemon bundled Switch, basically.
Right.
If you can still find one.
Oh no, I'm gonna find one. Don't you worry. I'll be in line.
I was
I
telling.
don't understand why you think there won't be bundles of anything.
There's not gonna be
I
buttons.
Mario Kart bundle, Super Mario 3D World had a bundle. Like everything that has like big game that came out had a bundle.
Okay, let's look at the 3DS. Not a single bundle.
That's different though. They
How
sell
so?
bajillion 3DSs.
I'm saying they turned away, and I think the Wii U wasn't selling as well, so I think they were doing bundles for the sake of trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Well, my thought process is Pokemon's going to be released in fall of 2018 because they said over a year, and so like November of next year is going to be over a year.
Yeah.
So then it'll be perfect
To be
time
honest,
for holiday.
I would be
November
surprised
7,
if
2018.
Yeah,
there's no. I almost feel like no way 2018 because literally they
If
showed
what?
nothing. They didn't even have a logo. Like they could have even just put a Pokemon logo up with no name under it, just like Pokemon.
Yeah.
So they didn't even take the time to do that shit. Like
yeah.
I feel like they're
Guys sitting
just
there-
starting to think about.
Well, they
it.
have to create 150 new more Pokemon. So,
Right. I still don't understand why they didn't just port Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon
Do you-
to the fucking Switch. Like that would have been enough for some people for now to hold them
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's too easy.
Can't be that hard to do.
Well,
Yeah.
still gotta sell stuff on the 3DS.
right then, then they would
Mark,
take
go
away from.
file, save as, change from .3DS to .switch, and you're
Oh,
done.
you right.
That's all you gotta do. Like, do it.
Mark, what'd you get for Nintendo?
A actually.
A,
I'm not even a big Nintendo person, but I think everything they announced was just way over the. You know what I mean? They just pretty much everything they announced was some sort of surprise. Like you just didn't see coming. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey, but like actually showing gameplay and what it's going to be is really cool. And then the Rocket League is cool, although I don't think I'm going to buy it a third time. Well, technically I didn't buy it on PlayStation, so I don't need to buy it again. But yeah, I liked everything pretty much everything they announced. I didn't even watch it. I just looked at like everything they announced, and
Yeah.
I was like going through the list. I was like, oh damn that. Oh, okay. Like I've never played a Metro game, so I'm probably not even gonna get 4. But it's still like, oh, that's cool. That's coming. You know, Pokemon's cool if it's actually going to be what they say it's going to be. If it's a straight up Pokemon game.
You mean the red and blue remake that they're making?
No, it's going to be like Super Mystery. I'm telling you right now. Super Mystery.
I hope it's not. I hope
It's going to be plays Pikachu. Oh, and clarify, I didn't say they wouldn't bundle. I could see them in like holiday doing like a Zelda bundle because that game's older. I'm saying
But
they're
they
not going
won't
to
do a
like,
new
Super
game
Mario.
bundle?
they're not going to do Super Mario Odyssey because they can still. Because why would they give you a $60 game they know you're going to buy?
Yeah, that's you don't
And
need
the
to
same thing with
bundle that.
Pokemon. They're not going to give you. They don't bundle any of the Pokemon games ever with the system.
Well, what I was thinking is they would do a bundle, but it wouldn't be like a discounted bundle. It'd be like, here's a Super Mario Odyssey bundle that it comes with Super Mario Joy-Cons. Like it comes with the game.
Oh yeah, like they could do like instead of it being
Yeah.
$39, it'd be like $349. Okay, you get $10 off if you get it together, type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it's
what they could do
Add
is
like $100. Like you
special
get
edition Switch, like a Pikachu Switch.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be $300 and it's not come with the games.
yeah.
They've been doing. They've done.
Yeah.
Actually, they did that with. I think didn't they release that Zelda Wii U and it didn't come with the game. I think it was just a Zelda Wii U.
I think so. I think you're right.
Although they didn't really release a Zelda game for the Wii U, they just kept porting old ones.
Yeah.
So
Here's one thing I will say is that it's pretty shocking that Nintendo, like
They're
the
back.
company that's notoriously known as being like behind the times on online, is cross-platform with PC and Xbox, but yet Sony's like, no, we can't protect our fan base.
No, protect the kids.
You gotta protect the kids. Like,
what? That was the greatest.
it's one of the dumbest excuses I've heard in my
You guys
life.
See the
Yeah.
They have the most mature games.
interview?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't mean to throw shade at PlayStation. Oh wait,
No.
yes I do.
Yeah, they definitely should.
Like literally, like their and the best part was that Phil Spencer from Xbox was on Giant Bomb's thing.
I saw
I
that.
think last night,
Yeah.
and literally was just like, yeah, that's kind of a weird. Like, kind of was like just throwing shade on the answer. Like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, obviously we obviously police our own audience. I don't know why it would be different for them, kind of
Well,
thing.
that's my thing too. Is
It is like
each one of
Nintendo.
these council is gonna would police their own like fan base. So why Sony like if we like what that? It's like what do you they think Xbox just like whatever goes
Right.
on?
Well, if we mix it with Xbox, we're gonna get herpes. Like, can't do that. So dumb. So
I am kind
Yeah.
of disappointed that they didn't say anything about Virtual Console
Yeah,
because that's like a I would spend
No.
I would lose money. I would just
yeah. They
I would
already
run.
announced that they're doing it. They just have said zero about it, which is
Yeah.
like, why?
I think they haven't gotten the final details down, and so they didn't want to say anything. I feel like. So
just port
yeah.
it. Just port it.
Yeah,
to this way.
just port it.
God, I don't give a fuck. Just Jesus Christ.
so
I did see, I think it was Kotaku. I did have an interview with Reggie today. Supposedly he talked about the Virtual Console and possible
I
GameCube.
I read that.
But from what I understand, he gave like a bunch of non-answers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's definitely something we're looking into, but there's no guarantee we'll do it. Then
Yeah,
see you next year.
that's an idea.
Wait, we never thought about that. We just thought we could just put your cell phone and hook it up to your headset and hook your headset up to your controller, and you guys could have voice chat.
Yeah.
Wait, why not just hook it up to the controller? Nah, don't worry about it. You want your cell phone. Everyone's always got their cell phone on them.
yeah.
So
So
I'll just call someone.
It is funny now that like I thought you were gonna say this just it's funny like this year is like everybody's like so hyped with Nintendo right now. Like when you think
Yeah,
about
no shit.
if like Xbox wasn't releasing the X, like it would all just be about Nintendo at this point because like I don't know, everybody loves the Switch. No, like I have yet to hear anybody say a bad thing about it. My Siri just came on for some reason. I didn't even say. Oh my god. Okay.
So would you guys say then, so looking at the grades that we gave everybody, as a general of who won E3, would you say Nintendo was probably the winner of the
Definitely the
conferences?
big three.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Pretty close.
I mean, between them and Ubisoft, I feel like for you guys is just looking at the letter grades that we gave.
Yeah.
Those are the two big ones.
Yeah, and that's not to say Xbox or PlayStation did bad. I just think Nintendo came with like the surprises.
Yeah, they had the
Even though
wow
they didn't
factor.
show any gameplay of Metroid or Pokemon, they did show gameplay of two games from 2018, Kirby and Yoshi, and both look like they'll be at least decent. And then even though they didn't show a bunch of it in their conference, like I said, Ubisoft showed off that Mario Rabbids game, and they did feature it a little bit, and that looks better than I was expecting. I was literally expecting it to just be a trash mini game where I'm just like, okay, whatever. They just,
Yeah, I
played
didn't
nice.
think anything
And then
of
it's
it.
like an actual game that they actually tried to make actually a good game, it looks like. So
Yeah. So I think Nintendo won. Brandon, your highest grade was Sony, right?
Yeah.
So yours was Sony. Tony, yours was
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Mark seems to be Nintendo, and then Justin, I think yours was Nintendo too, right?
Ubisoft was higher, but of the big three, Nintendo, yeah.
Okay, so Ubisoft, as far as the developer goes, and Nintendo, we'd say is so
Definitely,
Brandon,
yeah.
Brandon was the only one that said Sony. Fuck you. We're saying Nintendo.
Traitor.
You're still not playing Spider-Man on my PS4.
Let's wind
Yeah,
it down.
it didn't work.
Right, playing didn't work. Let's wind it down. We'll go over our top 5 games that we're most excited for now that E3 is over. It could be a game that was announced at E3. It could be a game that was already announced that showed gameplay. So, just the top 5 games from, I guess, now on. What would be those? It doesn't have to be in order, but Brandon, we'll start with you on your top 5 games.
Okay. Well, I left Destiny 2 off of this just because I was kind of focusing on E3 only, and I guess it was there, but it wasn't that much information.
So basically, you're saying Destiny would be number 1, but here's 5 other games.
Yeah. The first one is Anthem. It looks so good. Like, I mean, we barely saw that much gameplay, but it like from what I saw, it was just phenomenal. So it's definitely one of the ones I'm hyped for. Next one is Metro Exodus. I thought I kind of like little games that are a little shocking, I guess, or thrillers. But this also looked like it's a little far-reaching as well. So definitely on my top 5. Then I have Spider-Man, obviously, because it's Spider-Man. I mean, like, it's not even just because it's Spider-Man. The gameplay actually looks like it's going to do Spider-Man some service. Like it'll be the first like real game, superhero game we've had like since I guess Arkham Asylum and stuff like that. That really did the character justice, I think.
No pun intended.
Then I have Wolfenstein. Trailer gameplay looked awesome. Super excited about that. And the final one is, even though we didn't even get any gameplay or anything like that, is we only got the trailer, is Beyond Good and Evil 2. So just that those thematics, if that's what you get throughout the game, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. Justin?
Okay, my number 5 is actually kind of a weird one, and it's mostly not because of what I saw in the conference. It's what I saw afterwards. I actually saw like gameplay on YouTube show, which is Hello Neighbor. It's like a little indie game.
I've seen
But
that.
like,
That looks cool.
yeah, like you get to like sneak into the house, and you're trying to get into the guy's basement to see like what he's hiding in there. But like it's like the AI in it is actually like, smart, and if he catches you, it restarts. But then like he might put like a camera up where you came in the last time, or he'll put like lights there, or like it like automatically adjusts based on how he catches you. So it kind of like almost like a puzzle game, but like a first person like trying to figure out what you're doing. So it's like that sounds really interesting, and I think it's gonna be like $20. So it comes out in the beginning of August. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all about that. I want to try that. Like, it looks pretty cool. My number 4 was Spider-Man, just because, like you said, Spider-Man. It looks like they took Arkham Asylum, added Spider-Man to it, and a little bit of Infamous, and it just looks phenomenal. Like, that is definitely, when that comes out, whenever that is, I will probably be doing a solid push on my wife for Pro. I already am starting now, just in preemptive of the year that I'm going to put up.
Why you got to get Pro?
Because I got that 4K, brah. Anyways,
I don't need a Pro.
3 is Destiny 2. Would have been my 1, but I did 3 because literally they moved the date, and I was just like, God damn it. And then like the other thing is like, then they've been kind of like wishy-washy about like the Scorpio, like the Xbox One X, like, oh, we haven't even thought about it really yet. We're not worrying about it. And oh yeah, we don't even know if it'll be 4K or not. It probably will, but we don't know. We're not announcing anything. So I'm just like, all right, quit being douches about Xbox. Like, it's more powerful than the Pro. You don't have to play this game like it's not going to be 4K. Like, you can be like, you assume it'll be 4K. We just haven't done the work on it yet. So it's like, don't play that game. Like, quit being shitty about Xbox, especially when like you got your start basically. Your big breakthrough was on Xbox. So why don't you give us put a little respect on it, all right?
Yeah, but
Damn,
And then number 2 is Anthem, because it just looks like, honestly, that may be the game that pulls me away from Destiny. If they deliver what they're showing, the visuals, everything they're talking about, it seems like they're taking the parts of Destiny that I like that Division didn't take, like the actual like named guns, like the way that they do the guns. Because like in Division, it was just like, here's an AK-47, you can get a bunch of mods for it and this. And I was like, all right, I'm not interested. It's like the guns aren't unique. It seems like the gun was called Jara's Wrath, for instance, the one gun they found.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they continue to do that and they actually take the parts of Destiny that I like and mix it with like that third person and the graphics and everything, that may be a game that actually pulls me from Destiny. Well, time will tell. I mean, it's super early. I feel like it's not even coming till next fall. So next to E3, I bet it will be like the deciding factor on that. And then number one is Super Mario Odyssey, just because I've been waiting for like a true successor for Mario 64 since Mario 64. Galaxy was great. Sunshine was great. Even like Super Mario 3D World was great. But it wasn't the true Mario 3D single player story game with different levels and things like that. And I like the idea what they did with the hat. But like that seems pretty cool. That you can just become so many different things. And then like even like you guys were talking about, like they actually have like 8-bit Mario. Like you can go in a tube, and then like you'll be on the wall in 8-bit.
Yeah.
And then with whatever costume that you're in, like you can buy different costumes, I guess, like with in-game currency. So you can get like a sombrero, or you can get like a painter's hat, or like stuff like that. And like you can actually like parts of the level you go 8-bit, and other parts you do other stuff. So I'm just super hyped for this game, and if Switch is in stock by the time October rolls around, I'll definitely get one. But right now, I still can't find one unless you get a fucking bundle that's $450 a damn game.
I actually found 2 yesterday.
Well, goddamn, why don't you tell me? I'd come fly to DC and get it.
Maybe they'll still be here when you come visit.
Yeah, because Melissa would allow that. Mark, top 5 games.
Huh?
You're 5.
Oh, my 5. I'm gonna do Justin. Start at 5. 5 was Skull and Bones. Just I had said earlier, love the ship stuff, so that looked cool. 4 was Destiny 2 because it's Destiny 2. I'm gonna be playing it all winter and fall since it launches. 3 is Wolfenstein. I'm actually really excited for Wolfenstein. I know I'm not even gonna play Wolfenstein, but I'm still excited for it. Yeah, that's how much I'm a realist with Destiny 2. I'm more excited about another game that I know I'm not going to play. 2 was the Mario and Rabbids because that looked awesome. Love turn-based strategy games. Awesome. And then number 1, Minecraft. Update. That shit.
I forgot about
Yes.
We didn't even mention that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it was because it was such. It's not like they announced. They just announced.
Yeah, it's not a new game. It's like it literally is just an update. So,
but the funny thing is, for Xbox, it's going to be like a new game because we're getting like a huge update with that because they're connecting it. We're getting rounds, which is going to be awesome. We're getting all the stuff we don't have that like the PC people have, which is a combat update. We're getting llamas, parrots. Oh my god!
What did Melissa say?
We're getting llamas in Paris, motherfucker.
Yes.
Buckle your goddamn seatbelt and hold on tight.
I think there's other biomes.
Did Melissa just make a comment?
Yeah, she says llamas.
Oh.
I will say,
most excited.
like, the fact that they're actually bringing it all together on one game, so like you can play PC, you play Switch, you can play wherever you want to play, other than PlayStation, because they don't play that game.
Douches.
Like I said earlier,
because the kids are going to get ready.
the kids are just going to get like destroyed. Their minds are going to melt. They're going to be desensitized to Minecraft murders. Anyways, like that's just really cool that they did that. Like I never thought that would have actually happened. And then that super duper graphics pack for 4K,
that looks real good.
a whole new fucking game. Like holy shit, it looks good.
Yeah, with the shaders. Like every day, I'm just waiting for them to announce that altogether thing's out because it says summer. That could happen later.
Yeah, they said August.
Did they finally?
They said August, and then they said the super duper graphics thing.
Where do you see August?
It was October,
It
right?
was on. I was watching Xbox Daily. They did the E3 thing. They were talking to Minecraft people. I can show you a video before you leave.
August.
And then they said that the
August.
graphic pack comes the same day as the X.
Can't wait till
Awesome.
August.
Anyways, let's move on from Minecraft.
So
We can do
Tony-
Minecraft chat with Melissa.
Right.
Minecraft.
Tony,
I was
what's your
building
five?
a prison in the sky, and then I fell off, and I had to swim.
Jesus Christ.
What'd you guys do? We built a warehouse that's life size.
Jesus Christ. All right, so my number 5 is Anthem. That looked like the game that can get me into like the Destiny-ish kind of game because Destiny really didn't do it for me. So if that's a third-person like action game with like the loot and like you can customize and stuff, I would be down with that. And it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. My number 4 is A Way Out, the co-op prison game. It looks really fun. and I feel like it'll probably be Brandon. Like we would probably get really drunk and play that game, and it would be just a disaster, a beautiful
If that
disaster.
If that
Uh-huh.
happens, please stream it.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll put my list away. My number 3 is God of War. I'm liking I'm liking how they changed it and how like Kratos is still like a badass, but you could tell like I guess they're trying to make him seem they kind of humanize him. Yeah, like a little sympathetic. And I like the new style of it too. It looks pretty cool. My number 2 is Wolfenstein New Colossus. I really like New Order. It's very like I just really like that game. I played it like I think 2 or 3 times at this point. I've beaten it, Brandon.
Oh.
Got him.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And then number 1 is Super Mario Odyssey because I'm ready. I'm just ready.
You just ready? You ready for something else other than Zelda?
Yes, Nintendo is taking me back. I've come back.
Yeah.
And they just have to keep me here. I got back together with Bay.
So my number 5 is Cuphead. I've been wanting that for the past 4 fucking years that Xbox has had it at their conference. We finally got a date, so I'm excited for Cuphead. My number 4 is Battlefront 2. I really like Battlefront 1, so definitely excited for that one, especially looking at the gameplay. My number 3 is Shadow of War. We've already seen some of that before E3, but just watching it again, I'm definitely excited for that one. Number 2 is Destiny 2 for obvious reasons, and then number 1 is whatever the new Pokemon game is that we have no information about.
Number 1 is Steven's dreams.
Right. Well, that is my dream. So that's my number 1 dream. Actually, Nintendo, for my dreams and failures that we did on the preview show, my dream was an announcement of a new Pokemon game. It was Red and Blue, but they announced that for me. But then my failure, I said that if Nintendo didn't announce like at least 2 of their big major characters, then it would be a failure. And they completely did the opposite of that. They announced Kirby, Yoshi, Mario, Pokemon, and like Zelda DLC, Metroid. Yeah, so they announced.
That's like everyone.
All of them. Yeah. All of their big characters now have a game. So
no Donkey Kong.
No Super Smash. Yeah, that'll come though. I think
they'll make it.
They'll make a Super Smash. I thought maybe they were just gonna do kind of like a Splatoon 2 thing, and they'd be like, it's new Super Smash Brothers 2, but it's actually the first game. We just made it a little prettier, and we added the Splatoon characters. Here you go. Bye. Bye. Give us money, please.
Yeah, right.
Money, please.
And I'd buy it. I'd buy it in a second.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking Super Smash on the fucking go. Like, give me this shit.
Honorable mention was Assassin's Creed. That looked pretty good.
Oh
Yeah.
Too.
So,
shout out to
my honorable mentions were Far Cry 5, Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon RPG. Those 4.
So just
and I will say Forza. I was just going to mention Forza. I will not buy Forza 7. I will not do it. I didn't buy Forza 6, but I will say like the weather effects. They look really, really good. I'm hoping that like that game's like free at some point, or like goes in like the Game Pass even. Then I'll play it. But
yeah,
it'll
probably go after 6 or 8 months. It'll probably go to Game Pass, I think.
Yeah, I'm just more excited now for Forza Horizon 4 if that, of course, happens because it's going to be like freaking ridiculous.
I bet we see something next E3 for Forza Horizon 4.
Well, yeah, they do that every other year.
Duh.
Oh damn! See, Mark just don't give a shit.
Well, they literally have announced Forza and then Forza Horizon and then a Forza and the Forza. Like they do it every year.
Look what you did.
Guess what? My preview was right, huh? My preview will be right then, you jackass.
Yeah, that's that's like what? I bet EA says something about Madden next year.
Fuck you.
Like,
all right. I think that should wrap it up, right? Anything else that we wanted to talk about?
How would you think of them splitting up all the conferences over a couple of days?
It seems a little much. Like it seems a little too much.
I feel like it was too much, especially with all the mini shows and the after shows they had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I mean, it was okay, I guess. I feel like they didn't need to do it over 4 days though. Like,
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of liked back in the day before, not even before last year, when like it was like Monday, you had Microsoft in the morning, then you had EA in like early afternoon, Ubisoft late afternoon, Sony at night.
right?
And then like if Bethesda was the night before, that would have been fine. And then Nintendo's always Tuesday morning. That's fine, just because it's like. But now it's like middle of the day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day. Well, not all day Monday, but like afternoon Monday, Tuesday morning. Like it is a little bit more stretch. I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but at the same time, like I did like when like literally I would just take Monday off and be like literally just gonna sit in my chair all day and watch video games.
Do you think they did it that way because they finally opened it up to the public? So they were trying to give people as much time as possible?
Maybe, but the thing is, like the public usually doesn't go to those conferences.
Yeah.
Like in the EA Play was a separate thing as it was. Like they didn't even, that has nothing, like they're doing it around E3, but it was like they're not even like at E3 from what I understand. Like they just did their EA Play event and that was that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. What I was getting at is like, if you had Microsoft, EA, Sony in one day, and then Nintendo, like if people wanted to go to the Microsoft booth for a little bit and like play their games, they'd have to immediately stop and then go to EA and then play a little bit and then go to Sony. But now they like you can go to Microsoft, you can play for a day, basically play for the rest of the day because fucking Bethesda's was late at night, so you could play for the day and then.
But the booths aren't open until Tuesday.
Yeah, they weren't open until was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
it was, so maybe not.
all the conferences are before.
Had they? What about the other? I guess they can't view the other shows then, right? Like the mini shows that they had. Did they have?
Oh, you're talking about like the Treehouse thing and like the E3.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't mean to play it, but like the all of the extra additional after like the things. That's what other. I don't know. I was just thinking of reasons why they would have extended it.
Yeah, the other thing I think a reason why they may have done it is because I think more companies are kind of like Microsoft would go in the morning Monday, and then if EA announced something like mid-afternoon, everyone's like, "Oh, fuck Microsoft!
Yeah,
look what they announced at EA." And then Ubisoft, oh my god, fuck what EA and Microsoft did. Look what Ubisoft announced. And then like it's just all muddled in one day. So then you forget about the first person. I think that's why Microsoft moved back.
Isn't that what they said they did?
Yeah, that's part of like why Phil Spencer said they moved back is like because they said it was just too crowded. There was just too much going on in one day that things were just getting buried. So.
Have a better conference, then you shit won't get buried.
Oh, now you done.
Maybe they should have announced it for $3.99 instead of $4.99, and then
They shouldn't just announced it $2.99 and blown everyone's mind.
No, that's silly, Mark.
yeah, don't be stupid, Mark. What the
$1.99.
fuck?
What a stupid idea. They're already selling at loss. You want them to sell another $200 loss?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want them just to pay you to take one?
Yes, actually, that would be great.
Okay.
Please?
All right, yeah,
You
right.
might pay all the
I do.
managers- all
Okay.
the GameStop managers to have one.
My last question is this: do you think E3 needs to exist at all as a physical event, or do you think it would make more sense for like these companies, like maybe when E3 happens, just to do what Nintendo does, which is like, here's a pre-recorded, presentation, watch it instead of this live thing and the booths and all this other stuff that they spend money on. Would you rather them just save that money to put it back into games and just do a video kind of thing, or would you actually like seeing someone on stage present and talk? Because you guys were saying about Sony how you like it was just trailer. Guy talked for like 5 seconds. Trailer. Like it seems like, and that's what Nintendo kind of did too. It's just trailer. Here's Reggie in a CG fucking world around him. I don't know why. He's at an IKEA now. Trailer. Like it seems like the two, like the shows that people love the most, or people are like gravitated towards, are those like trailer. Like they don't give a fuck about someone talking about it.
Yeah.
I think-
Well,
Go ahead, Brandon. No,
I was
you
saying,
go
well, it also seemed like, I guess they were able to do that because they had more, I don't know, maybe they had more content they were confident in. So I mean, it like, yeah, I didn't really need to hear a bunch of people talking during a Battlefront game, like multiplayer game.
Really excited about
So yeah, I'd be okay with just the trailers or the pre-recorded stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
So my thought on it is I look at E3 as a very pretty much what it is. It's a very big marketing ploy, and I think for me personally, if like Microsoft either had a day or like over a few days, they kind of like let the trailers come out, it would have been okay. But I think what the main part of what they're trying to do is like having the conference, they show all of this information and it gets you in theory it gets you super duper duper hyped for Microsoft. So then you're like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get Microsoft. And it also gives them a chance to be competitive because they know it's right after the other. So I feel like they're trying to take people away from Sony, Sony's trying to take people away from them. So I feel like it's more of a big marketing thing, whereas if they were to just do a conference by themselves, like at least with all video games, like we watched everything, right? So we watched Sony, we watched Nintendo, we watched Microsoft. If Microsoft has their own conference, how many people who are Sony fans would actually have watched Microsoft type
I
thing?
think they would. I think they would have. I mean,
I feel well, like so if Microsoft had its own conference, its own event, let's say in the middle of August, you might watch, but would like a person who's like strictly Sony, would they have watched that at all?
Let me ask you this question: Do you watch the PlayStation Experience thing in December?
Are you talking to me?
I don't.
Of course I would.
No, you don't. Okay, see, because like I don't watch it, but I do follow it.
Well, I mean,
I look at the news that comes out after it, but I don't watch it live. But like E3, I watched basically all the ones I could live.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
because it's I feel like it's the experience, like Justin, you used to take off on Monday to watch everything. Like that's how big of an experience it is for you. But would you take off if Microsoft was like, we're going to have a thing? Probably not.
No,
What
I was saying is because someone was suggesting that, I don't know if it was Kotaku or Polygon, they were suggesting that instead of all these like booking these places, these venues and stuff, it literally would just be like, all right, so it's E3 Monday. All right, so Microsoft's showing their presentation, like video presentation, like literally just a stream. Like here's their stream. It's going to be at 11 o'clock. All right, and then after theirs at like 2 o'clock is EA's stream. They're going to stream out all their stuff.
Here's also the big thing for E3. It's the money. They get all the money from the people that buy the tickets to go, and then all of the merchandise that's purchased. So that's
true.
the reason for going. So, and I mean, if you think about it business-wise, like people have to fly, they have to get hotels. So it also is economically, it's kind of good too. If you want to get into the big picture of it,
Yeah.
like you know, like all of the local restaurants around there, all of the, like I said, hotels, everything. It's pretty much just, it's all about money. That's that's what it is.
I don't see it mattering one way or the other. Like what you're saying is like they just released a video instead of like going renting out like
Nintendo
a
does.
huge conference hall to have a bunch of people sit around and watch a TV screen.
Yeah,
and I mean, I guess they don't want to spend the money, but at the same rate, I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't matter one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like it's all the same.
I guess my question is like, do you like the way Nintendo does it versus the like Xbox or Sony? Because Nintendo literally has a video and then they're at E3.
I like how they have their own thing that works for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that they all have their own, like each one was different for the big three. Nintendo has the videos, but then they have like they're at E3. But then Sony was like game, nice presentation with the theater and the the actual physical visual effects. And then Microsoft's like, here's our pretty cool stage. We got some nice little lighting fixed things and stuff like that. Here's a fucking car
Again.
Yeah, so they have like their own styles, which I think is pretty cool. But again, like Mark said, it doesn't really matter because they would have that style at their own conference. But I feel like all of it together is just a big market money grab. So that's my.
What you're saying.
I guess I'm not understanding what you're asking.
Not that they wouldn't be like having a separate conference is different. It'd just be instead of like renting out like a hall, they'd just release a video online of all the.
Well, that's what I was getting at, is as far as the money goes, as far as people traveling and going and buying merchandise.
And like visit the booths, they just wouldn't go to like a press conference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you like Nintendo.
Like Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo airs their video at Tuesday morning before the conference.
I don't know. If all of them were like Nintendo, I feel like they should even have E3.
Well, no, I mean,
still have
but there's still the conference itself, because really E3 is not the conference. That's like pre-E3 technically, because E3 actually starts Tuesday, and there's all the booths where media and now the public go to play games, all the games that they were shown basically.
So you're saying like the conference presentations, if they were different?
Yeah,
I
like it
don't
was like Nintendo, because like Lily Nintendo just puts a video out.
Yeah, it
mean,
wouldn't
if you-
matter. Honestly.
If you had it more like Nintendo, you could possibly have, a quicker overall conference, but then leave the rest of the weekend for like experiences for the customer, like
Yeah.
outside, like more boosts, more gameplay, more like entertainment experiences outside of the actual presentations.
What they should do is Sunday at like noon, everyone just releases their video all at once.
All at once.
Well, because it doesn't matter because you can watch them in any order. Like because it's going to be a video online, you just pick, and then starting Monday, you start doing all the press conference, all the like interviews,
You know
with
what I
press,
say?
and everything.
I'm building my own E3 with blackjack and hookers.
Done. I'm there.
Just have one
Vegas.
giant video with all the
Vegas.
video games, and you have to guess which platform they're on.
That would
Holy
actually
shit, Mario, is that on Xbox? Good God. All right. I think that should wrap it up.
I feel like Tony had some deep thoughts that he didn't get out.
No.
I had
You
no- I had
like,
nothing.
say
I had
something?
He has nothing.
I had nothing. I had nothing.
Okay.
All right. Well, that'll do it for it'll do it for our E3 review show. I think that was just as long as our preview show.
It's not longer, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2 hours.
Only a
Right.
2 hours.
No, we didn't do bad.
So,
Me and Justin
Uh,
didn't have a deep discussion this time.
right.
Yeah.
Let's keep it that way. So like us on Facebook, like us on whatever else, Twitter, whatever. Follow us, iTunes, Twitter, Facebook. What else? Podbean.com. Samepersonradio.podbean.com is where you can find the audio once Justin gets this up, probably tomorrow-ish, maybe. Whatever, audio file. Follow and subscribe on YouTube. Check us all out. All that normal stuff.
All
Late.
that normal stuff. You do such a good job at closing out the show.
Well, on these 2-hour ones, Mark, I'm a little tired. You know?
Oh,
Yeah,
poor
especially at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Oh, boo, 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 boo.
No, Brandon, it's 10:05.
Yeah, get it right.
Just end it. Brandon got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Brandon,
Bye.
you never sleep in.
Never.
All right, so that was the first 2 hours. Now let's get back into what we think will happen going forward.
And